Oh dear me, it looks like my face has gone an odd shade of purple. Let's fix that real quick, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? There we go. Looking pretty once again. Isn't that wonderful? How we all doing, tribe? Welcome back. It's Sunday evening. We're going to be having a little bit of tribe talk discussion going on today. Hey Kitch, how you doing? Let me just crack open a cold beer over here. A brewski, as they say. We shall begin momentarily. Well, no momento. Let's actually go over to overlay, I think. Righto, I've got some business over here. Okay, it's just this. I need to climb in fleet as well. Isn't that wonderful? We want to make sure that we're getting top of fleet arena. Somebody's knocked me down in the last 3 seconds. Sons of bitches. Sons of bitches, basically. Let's just go ahead and sort this out. Throw that in. Hey Kimmy, how you doing today? You okay? Hope you're well. Game volume still seems a little bit loud to me. Oh, really? Did you have to dodge right about then? That's very rude. You missed Galactically Challenged. It was my morning routine. Oh, I'm really sorry, Arise. I was away, unfortunately, on Friday. And unfortunately, with those Galactically Challenged videos, if I don't get them out in the first couple of hours, nobody watches them. So, like, the fact that I couldn't do it until the day after, it was just like, nope, no point in me doing this right now. So I just didn't push it out, unfortunately. I hate to disappoint. Yep. Let's go ahead and tap that. Wunderbar. Alrighty then, let's gain some turn meter. Get rid of this. I'm glad. I mean, it was a Gungan one, right? So it's like, if you've got Jar Jar, you can red box. If you don't have Jar Jar, you can't red box. That was, unfortunately, the long and the short of that particular one. So I doubt it would have been a massively viewed Galactic Challenge video regardless. Not that only views matter to me, obviously, guys. Obviously, that's not the case. I'm just a delicate, delicate soul. That's all. I think it's safe to say we can put this on order from here. Ah. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How did everybody's TW go? Did you all have a good TW? Did you have a bad TW? Did you not even sign up for TW? Turn that music down just a smidge, I think, guys. Just a smidge. Wait a minute, Mr. Smidge Man. Oh, hey, Mr. Smidge Man. Oh, Mr. Smidge Man. You're an officer for TW and it was painful. Oof, sorry to hear that, Arise. Good TW, we won both times. Both times? Oh, both times this week, you mean? Congratulations, Christian. I'm happy for you, buddy. Very happy for you. How dare you have Jar Jar? It's incredibly insensitive of you to have a character that's not the entire player base has had to make video them be incomplete. I know, Wolfie. You sound like some of the watchers that I occasionally have. They're like, oh my god, how dare you?
Is he reading the comment section?
Wolfie is putting his latest comment in. So it's, yeah. How you doing, Karth? You okay, buddy?
Doing good.
Doing good, doing great. Just doing your thing, huh? Doing your thing.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. Obviously, you're still working towards that red box in Conquest, aren't you, Karth?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't done with that forever ago.
Whoo, baby. Like after day 2. Or 3. Yeah. Let's be generous.
Whenever Night Fox finished.
Yeah. It's good like that. Oh. I just seen. Yes, I've got Marrok rewards. Marrok rewards. Ooh, I'll be able to get my Marrok today. Yay! Sorry, I got a little bit excited.
I'll get mine tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah.
So got one more day of refreshes for it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll have one additional Brucey bonus, basically, won't I? One additional Brucey bonus for rewards. It's not worth that much, but I'll take the extra rewards.
Yeah, I just got mine right to where, well, because the event was a day earlier, so I didn't have to do anything for it to be ready by the time got started next week. So
yeah, I mean, let's be honest, he's not going to do anything in GEC until Balon comes in. Right?
No, he actually
That's
will do
what
well
you think.
under Inquisitors.
How
Like,
You would
basically
to
right now,
think that, wouldn't you?
yeah, basically right now, Marrok stops the Phoenix counter to Inquisitors.
Because it dispels, right? It cleanses.
Yeah, well, yeah, it cleanses off of any purge being dispelled no matter the source, which I think is a bug. So we'll see if that sticks through next week's GAC, but I don't think they're planning on having an update this. Well, no, there shouldn't be an update this week.
No, unless they decide to bring out the punishing toilet one.
Unless
that is coming before Balon's event, though.
That is, do you say?
unless
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least in my professional opinion.
In my professional opinion, as a professional SWGoH. Yeah.
I can guarantee this is my opinion.
It will or will not happen. That much is true.
It is something I'm convinced of, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's almost too much
What's up?
for them to give us Balon without a giant crystal drain right before it. So,
I mean, the crystal drain has happened already. Side note.
I say, what the fuck is the point of a crystal drain? We've already farmed all the characters for Balon. Like, what do they need to drain crystals for?
I don't know.
Can we appreciate though that in Marrok's tier 1 event you get to face off against Ezra Exile and his animation looks sick. I love his little sliding lightsaber slash. I think it looks sick. He like comes forward, he slides on the floor and goes whoa. It's like, yeah, Ezra. Sorry, I got excited because I was fighting him. I was like, yeah.
I totally don't just press auto against that and
oh no, I totally do as well.
And look away.
I
totally watched that fight. I mean,
don't just hit order and walk away.
Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yay,
exactly.
7-star
What are we
Marrok.
talking about?
We're talking about these nuts.
Maple syrup? Nice.
Maple syrup. Well, I mean, we could talk about maple syrup. Time to finish off Balon Rex.
Baby.
Oh, baby. Baby, all that I want.
Alright. Give me a second, I'll hop on camera.
Sounds good to me. You guys give me the old noddaroo when you're ready. And then the wonderful people at home get to engage. Oh gosh, I need more chromium transistors. Whatever shall I do? Whatever shall I do? Oh, I know what I could do. I could get rid of crap loads of these and get, like, shitloads of chromium transistors.
It feels so weird. I feel like the
A virgin.
well, probably not.
Huh.
But yeah, it's no, just the like I feel like there's an ebb and flow in this game of like
that's a
have
Vader on Thrawn.
all the resources I need and then none of them at the same time. So it's like I quit doing little side projects on the alt and now it's like, oh my god, I have like a few hundred of each sealing data. Like, what? This is new. This is different.
Well, I mean, yeah. Woohoo! There we go, R7 Marrok. I was doing similar things. I was just trying to build up. Woohoo! One must destroy in order to create. One must destroy in order to create Dragon Raid. Yeah, I was doing similar sort of thing, but I was just farming signal data, and I was like, I need so much signal data for all these new characters, and then I was like, whoa, I have like 400 of each signal data, so I started taking some of my bad batch up to Relic 7. So, yeah. No.
Right. Well, they got to go with the R9 Omega, right?
I mean, R9 Omega, and I've already got R8 Echo, so I was like, okay, I took the rest up to R6, and by Phase 3 of TB, I'll have them up to R7, so I can at least use them on Zepho.
I guess that is something you can do with them.
Yeah, I want to see if I can do it without Captain Rex, basically, because I'd rather use him for something else. But hey, it's probably not going to work out, but I'm going to try it.
So it's like
it's also TB. This is true.
You know.
But that mission is for, you know.
Oh, that mission, yes.
There's special missions, so I do give one fuck about that.
Use Rex. I'm just saying that you don't need to not use Rex though. Like it'd be better. To,
oh yeah,
you know, put the best team you possibly could.
I completely agree. It's just because I have an R9 Omega with the Omicron, I want to see if there's literally any value in that.
If you can do a full bad batch over there. With
Oh,
the
God,
Omicron.
that's right. You finally slapped that bitch on there. I totally forgot about that.
I did. So yeah, that's why we're doing that. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
All right,
almost the
makes
point
sense.
now where if TB Omicrons allow me to just auto the thing on most planets, I'm like getting more and more tempted to do
Well,
it.
to be fair, Karth, haven't you literally got every GAC on me? That matters.
Besides the droids, yeah.
He said that matters.
Alpha droids. I said
Yeah,
that.
the Alpha droids.
He said that matters.
He qualified his statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
that immediately made me think of HK. Statement, qualification.
pretty much.
Right.
Master, I have every GAC Omicron that matters.
That matters.
Yeah, no, for
I have
sure.
not
It's
played
just
KOTOR in so long. Oh, it's such a good game.
Yeah.
it makes me a little sad to go back and play like KOTOR 2 though, because it's like KOTOR 2's story is so hobbled by their lack of proper timing or like time spent on the story that it's just like,
Yeah.
man.
KOTOR 2 definitely suffered a little bit over there. It's an
Yeah.
unfinished game, it feels like.
I mean, it straight up is. There's DLC that allows you to add back a good portion of the story, but it's so unfinished that like you get to play the most roughest iterations of that game.
They did the same thing with Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's Gate 2 was rushed out to completion as well, but it's still very much a finished game. The reason I bring it up is because it was BioWare and stuff like that, so same companies at some point that did this. But they had like
Sure.
there is a community DLC essentially, because it's an old 2000 game. The community digs into like the source files
Yeah.
and sees all the stuff. So there's
I love
a
when
patch
people
for
do
that
that.
called Unfinished Business, and it restores all of the content that was half completed, and they try to finish off doing the missions. So it's like you see work that the developers were intending to have in as additional
Yeah.
quests and plot lines and items and stuff like that, and the community has gone out and finished it for them. I think it's cool when that shit happens. It's cool.
Oh, it's freaking awesome. I love the dedication. I love that people have the wherewithal to actually do something like that, to be able to pull that off. I would have no idea how to like just pull that source code and like just try and like dig through files and all that shit. I am not gonna pretend that I would have any fucking idea of what I was doing with that sort of stuff.
Couldn't even
But I
begin.
appreciate the dedication. Oh yeah, I appreciate the dedication. I love the the love for the game, the love for the community and everything, and just it's a beautiful thing. That's all I can say. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. I now need to fix my Tribe Talks chats to
Ruh-roh.
get people in the frame. I see a wolfie. I spot a silhouette of a wolf. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Why is that looking like this? Okay, yes. No. We embiggen. I can't fucking... This is the only problem with doing this way. Is that it will not let me.
Sorry, I'm doing my raids right now.
No, all good. I'm way too zoomed in on you now. Oh. A wild wolfie appears. Closer. Wolfie's like, no, I shall not. If I do this, but then we do this. This is the issue with this stupid thing. Oh. We have a wolf. Now, it's hard to do with Karth because he's not actually on his camera, so we can't actually see him. So I can't adjust his picture.
Give
But
me
we'll do
like a few more minutes.
that. I will not, Karth. I will not. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes.
I got low-key sidetracked on what I'm doing
Okay.
right now. And so currently I am busy slaying Tyranids.
Oh, he's playing Warhammer.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He's playing Warhammer something of.
I am
40K.
power fisting my way through so many aliens.
Carthrick is fisting. That's what he's doing.
Yes.
He's not
It's
Yeah.
literally what I'm
fisting.
doing.
He is
100%.
power fisting.
I mean,
Right? It's
when
I
fist,
literally have a giant fist on my hand, and I'm punching my enemies to death.
this is next level fisting over here.
Hell yeah. Only the best fisting. That's what we do.
Whoa. Whoa.
Let's actually... I'll go back over here. I think I'm probably able to do my last fleet battle and climb into first, because crystals matter.
Yeah, those words were used.
They were, I mean, I care about crystals.
I care a little bit, but I'll be honest with you.
Just if
Like,
those words were used. Oh my god.
yes, I did say that.
Like, yes, this is a statement which was spoken by a thing or
People did say that.
Oh,
AI.
no, more and more likely these days.
For the Emperor, says Patrick. Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely for the Emperor. The Emperor protects.
Y'all
When the
be
girl
simping.
when the girl from the bar asks you back to her place and she asks if you brought protection, you knowing that the Emperor protects.
Jesus, man. And then you get burpees.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was a meme I saw on the Facebook page for it, and I got a good kick out of it. I'm gonna turn on my auxiliary lights and get some water. Be right back.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I think we could probably full auto from here. I reckon
Do
we
it.
could
You
full
won't.
auto.
No
Do it.
balls.
I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker.
You won't. You won't. Oh shit, he doing it. Oh, he doing it.
But nobody's going to know the results because I put our beautiful faces in front of it instead.
Oh no. Oh no. What now?
Exactly. What now, indeed? What now?
What now, indeed? What now is I'm trying to finish up this fucking Keller and Beck run.
Oh no, you're raiding. Oh my god. So we had Carthrick killing Tyranids and Wolfie is killing endless waves of B1s.
Yeah, I mean,
and we climb in
I
Fleet
figure I'll
Arena.
do. I'm doing this one, and then we'll do like the rest of the ones on auto, and I won't give a shit, and we won't tell anybody that I'm doing it on auto. We'll tell them that I tried very, very hard, but I just got really, really bad scores for that time.
I mean,
and we won't mind that I'm currently live
sucks.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
We won't mind that. They can totally.
There'll be no evidence that people will likely find.
None whatsoever. I'm definitely not gonna ping my server saying, "Hey, come check me out live on Scribe stream right now." Definitely not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. But if they
Definitely
want to turn, oh my god, we have a wild
Definitely
Carthrick. Now I need to fix his
not
face.
a thing.
Okay. So we need that there. But, no, that there. But then we need to do this. Good. We have this. Okay, very good. Very good. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We do, oh.
You hear that, Karth? He said you fine.
I think you'll find you are mighty fine, boy. A lot like Carthrick's face.
Da 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 da. Bum bum bum. No.
So if I go over here, now it will appear as if there are three of us magically on the screen at the same time.
Wah!
Most peculiar. Amazing.
It's like magic.
In
Space
Mazeable.
wizards and such.
Speaking of space wizards. I guess we'll start that off with the tribe talks. Let's do this. We will go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long time since we've talked with the tribe and talked about the tribe and talked as a team, as a unit. But this is the very, very regular, very strict and well manicured Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast, where we talk exclusively about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and there will be no distractions. Isn't that right, Wolfie? Isn't that right, Garth? Strictly
Strictly weekly. Yes,
Squirrel.
always. Yep.
Ooh, a beer.
Yep. Without a
Yeah.
doubt, 100%.
Yeah. So
Totally.
we've had a few absences. So apologies for that. Sincerest apple bogies. But we're here now. We're loud. We're proud. And yeah, we were
Real life
talking
happens.
about Space Wizards. And frickin' Space Wizards, man. Uz did his first proper GAC stream back to the holotables on Friday night. I showed up after I finished my stream, and there was just Uz on like a level 16 hype train. I was like, yep, he's back.
Yep.
I was like, yep. Sorry, everybody. There goes all your viewership. Like, there's Uz streaming to like 300 people. Just
Yep.
Like,
Sounds about
not
right.
missed a beat. I couldn't actually watch any of it because I was really tired and a little bit drunk. So I was just like, I gotta go bed. Was it good? Did you guys see it at all?
Oh yeah, I ended up
little
streaming on Saturday morning so I could chill and watch ours return stream. I mean, there's no fucking way I'm missing that shit. So yeah, amazing stream. Obviously, you know, I think he was down in what, Chromium 4 or something like that. So he's got.
How would he stand a chance?
Little bit.
Oh god.
He had like a decent matchup. He had a few battles, had some good ones, had some interesting ones, but overall, I think it was a fun time. It was a great return. Had some intros, had the hype, had all the craziness. You know, it was definitely echoed back to like the days of old with the Earth streams. So
I think he accidentally left his
return.
YouTube side of it still streaming. Because,
oh no,
like, I remember like getting up in the morning and his stream was still live on YouTube. I was like, what the I got in there and it was like he wasn't there. I think he must have crashed out drunk. But there was like 12 people in chat still. I was like, I think he's gone. Was he drinking perhaps during this stream?
Nah.
No. I know Urs is teetotal. He doesn't.
That does not sound on brand for Urs. I don't know.
Fair.
It's like you don't even know him.
Yeah.
But,
you don't even know him. He doesn't drink. Come on.
Nah. Who are you even talking about? Urs? Nah.
No.
Not my
But,
Urs.
you know, I'm glad he's back. And I'm glad the community has not forgotten, you know, Mr. Urs and his wonderful ways, because the guy is damn entertaining. So I'm glad we've got him back. And I hope he's happy being back as well, because, you know, if you're not happy doing it, then you're not going to keep it up. I don't want him to feel like he's forced to do Galaxy of Heroes. So, yeah, I hope he's really enjoyed it.
He's talked about it a little bit over the past couple of weeks and whatnot, getting back into the game and saying how, like, SWGoH being his main game is going to, like, help take the pressure off of, like the whole variety gaming side of things. So He doesn't feel like he needs to be, like, a solely variety streamer. It can be, like, you know, SWGoH's the main game, but whenever he wants, if it ever gets stressful, whatever, he can just fuck off for a little bit, play some, do his variety gaming stuff. You know, he's mixing it up with that. And it seems like he's got a more of a healthy balance kind of thing going on. So I'm all here for it.
That's fair.
And yeah, hoping we keep it going for a while, because always a pleasure over there.
Yeah. Like, genuinely, my only disappointment is that you know, the time he streams is just, it's inconvenient for me to ever watch it. So it's just like, oh. Yeah. You know, you can always watch a VOD of a live stream, and that's still good and everything, but it's not the same as actually being part of it, you know, because that's the beauty of live stream is the direct interaction that you can have between streamer and viewers. Like, that's the fun part. That's the cool part, really. So it's
overrated.
It's overrated. Don't talk to us. Yeah. So you know. So I'll see. You know, maybe one day I'll be able to stay up late and watch Urs do his thing, and that would be cool. But hey, all I'll say is welcome back, Urs, basically.
If he's starting up around the time that you're finishing up and everything, because he was starting up around 8:30 Eastern, and which I think is around the time you're finishing up. I mean, you may have bogged off early a little bit, just if you were still getting over being sick and everything. So maybe some of that, but you know, it probably would be pretty easy to stay up for an extra hour or two and hang out and bullshit over there. So
yeah. No, I probably could, because you know, it's about 2 a.m. or so, I think. 1:30 to 2:30 a.m. that you kicked off with me. So it's not too bad, but it's not like it's not like I'd want to stay up until 4 a.m. Like, there's a reason why I brought my streams back on a Friday
Exactly.
night, so I could get to bed.
Exactly. Exactly what I was about to say. I was like, you went earlier for a specific reason over there.
Yeah.
Let's not defeat that purpose. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
None of this tracks. I think Scrab's lying.
He's just full of shit. No, you don't trust those bald Welshmen.
I don't buy it.
Nah, I don't buy it. You just want to go to bed, you son of a bitch. All right.
You
All right.
lazy twat. What?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Directly. And Essex in the chat is really happy that Urs streams at that time because it means you had a great stream with you on Saturday, Wolfie. So,
Yes, I had a Saturday morning stream for the first time in freaking way too long. So yeah, I went from Friday night to Saturday morning. So at least we get to hang out with the with all my friends over in Europe again. So that was nice.
Awesome. Was it a good stream? Did you
yeah.
actually? Oh, was this the one where you like scored 1667 but still won?
Yes.
Nice. I just like.
It was, I rated into after it. Yes.
I somehow we managed to win on Karth's account, even though I'm too drunk to remember what the score was that I placed, but I know it wasn't good.
Oh yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
The funny part is that you won by a wide margin. It wasn't even close.
I won by a wide margin. How did that?
Yeah,
even
there
happen?
were 100 banner difference between the two.
Oh wow.
Holy shit.
That's impressive.
You finished at 1763 and he finished
Drunk
at
scribe,
1664.
God
Damn.
Damn.
Well, I honestly don't.
yeah.
I don't quite know where he must have gotten like freaked out that I had like a bunch of good shit in the back wall because he dropped 3 battles versus Queen Amidala, and then dropped a battle versus Inquisitors. Okay. And then got to the back wall where I only had, Great Mothers is my only threat. But he took 3 battles to clear out DTMG with Night Trooper and Enoch. And then he dropped versus Finn Zori with Nest and Nestkron, and then dropped versus Bo-Katan with Sabine and Sabine-Kron. And then he dropped against Fleet too. Yeah, dropped against the Endurance.
Dropped against the Endurance?
Yeah,
did he go
Endurance.
full big dick? Well, I mean, I'm asking you. I don't know what his fleet was.
No, his only GL on defense was Ray.
I said fleets.
Fleets.
Oh, fleets. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me look. I wasn't there for that part. Executor
is
and
Ray
Leviathan.
a pilot now? I'm sitting there like, is she throwing whirlwinds in space?
Not yet.
Like,
it was Executor and Leviathan.
There's no wind in space. Damn it! You can't throw a whirlwind.
And then
you can, Wolf, but it's not called a whirlwind. It's just called a whirl. All right.
Yeah.
It's the lightsaber whirls.
Wait, hold on. There are solar winds.
There's
something
also
different.
flatulence.
Space farts.
I mean, exactly.
Now I don't know what happened because he had 6 GLs for offense and absolutely just shit all over the bed. And I'm dying to see the after action report on it just to see what happened.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at mine because I mean, granted, like the Friday night stream, it was never supposed to be, let's do some competitive GAC. It was I'd had a stressful week. I was ill. I just wanted to get pissed and do stupid stuff. And yeah, so I lost.
Stupid stuff you did.
Stupid stuff where it was successfully, we failed GAC successfully, okay? So,
fucking done.
So I don't really want to actually go back and look and see what my opponents used because I just know it's just never going to be a good time.
That's fair.
Yeah. But I'm hoping maybe I can win this final round and not be a complete washout. So.
Yeah, I had to kind of try on the alt because the last 2 rounds I just did 1 battle and called it a day, and I'm just like
hardballing it.
It's just the having that account and even in the because I was 37-10 I think when this week started. I'm just stuck with so many gauntlet players. I'm just no, this account's not meant to fight these people. The mods are better, the relic investment's better.
And the stupid thing is as well is 37-10 isn't exactly high in Kyber 1 either.
No,
No.
it's not.
Kyber 1 is
It's on the
cancer
edge.
right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Kyber 1 is horrendous, dude. Like, we were talking my round 1 match where I had that 14.9 million GP guy with 101 Relic 9s. That was my first match in Kyber 1. I lost to him, unsurprisingly, and got knocked out of Kyber 1. I was like, what the fuck, man? He had over 225 pluses.
There's this giant... Yeah, there's a giant swath of these like high-end accounts that are just inside of Kyber 1. And so it's like they just kind of go back and forth on it, but they're consolidating at this area because it's very difficult to climb well into Kyber now, because you're not gonna be facing high end, or you're not gonna be facing weak opponents where you get easy W's or whatever else. And the current meta and the state of the GAC board, it's just like, well, I mean, you either go all out defense and pray your opponent goes all out offense so you can clear, or you just pray that your Great Mother's counter doesn't go to hell and you are now stuck because you had to use 4 GLs to clear Great Mothers and then call it a day. So it's like, all right, well, this is going to be a good time.
Yeah. A good time it was not, is how I would best describe it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking at this going like, well, you know what? We're going to take a lot of things on offense. We're going to clear the board efficiently-ish, and then we're going to go home and be done, because screw this.
I mean, yeah, it definitely feels like GAC is, in Kyber 1 at least, is a case of don't drop a battle, and God forbid don't drop 2. Okay, like that's the rule.
Yeah, typically you can get away with 1 because it's hard to be efficient in banner recovery right now with all the different Datacrons in play. And just because counters can go to hell in a right hurry, you know, even like Slacker versus Great Mothers is either 65 or 58. There's very little in between. And so it's like, or not at all. You just outright fail. And so it's like, that's where I feel like a lot of things going. Like, you can usually drop 1 and still you got to win it if you play efficiently everywhere else. But like 2, and then all of a sudden you're just like, there's no recovery. I'm just going to enjoy the L now.
I know I've already bitched about my round 1 opponent, but that guy, not only with the 101 Relic 9s, also pulled a Great Mother's Cron with 169% physical offense. So his R8 Spirit had 24,000 offense and 316 speed.
The part that annoys me to no end, though, is because you know that Cron rolled that way naturally.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
you can't influence that stat. So.
Yeah, get bent. Like, and I have a hard time understanding why CG can't launch the Datacrons without the previous stats as the ones being rolled. Like, I don't understand why that's a problem for them, because the other Datacron is usually in the game by the time we get the
It must have been the way they coded Datacron sets, because like realistically, all they should have done is just had it be a Datacron set of its own. With its own expiry point and its own stat pool and all that sort. Even if it shared the 3, 6, and 9, like just put it somewhere else, because it's frustrating. Because I got pretty decent offense on my Great Mother Cron. I think it's like 115% offense, which is nice.
Yeah.
But there are some poor bastards that got like 30% offense. You're like,
there are some poor bastards that got 250% protection and no damage. It's like, oh,
JML
cool. No shit. That's where you'd be better off using JML, just dome smoking people. But that's my point. It's like I think that's the big problem. It's like counters work on how well RNG blessed you, and I feel like that's the dumbest mechanic for CG to like lean into. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, when Balon gets his, please be just the next Datacron set and not be like, well, Balon's going to have access to stats that he shouldn't have because of when we released this. But now,
I'm kind of wondering when it comes to
going to say screw you.
When it comes to Balon's Cron, I wonder how well they're going to balance this one, because I think they're still trying to find.
What do you
mean
how well they're going to balance?
Well, the thing is like
as fuck.
Great Mother's Cron is like really far to the right of probably the most broken Cron we've had. And then it's like, you have stuff like the Night Trooper Cron, and the Night Trooper Cron is like, it's okay. And then we had like the Padawan Obi-Wan Cron, which was like pretty good. It was pretty good, and then kind of got overshadowed.
Balin's
granted,
legendary.
Balin is a legendary, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the Datacron is just going to be like massively.
But that was like
he's gonna get a bitchin' ass Kron. It's gonna
because
be
like
Bo-Katan got a really good Kron when hers came out.
This was a joke, man.
But
literally, I
it
was solo Lord Vader teams.
But that's my point.
I could solo the fucking team with her. It was.
But that's my point, though, is that Bo-Katan's Kron was incredibly powerful, but only offensively. And I feel like that's the step they tried to make with Great Mothers. Be like, oh, well, we'll have Great Mothers beat all the stuff. Yeah, but it had some pretty easy counters to it, if I remember correctly.
Right? I remember you putting that on defense all the time because people like fucked up against it a lot.
I don't remember. I have to go back.
Like you needed a GL.
It was like that meta within GAC at the time, which was a case of, I'm not going to take Bo-Katan on offense because nobody puts Lord Vader on defense. And then people would just occasionally put him back on defense. So it's like, do you win the lottery of Lord Vader's on defense? If so, you get like a solo or a duo with Bo-Katan.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what happens every time
people put Bo on defense, and she was absurd on defense too.
Yeah, but I feel like she had an easy, like you just had to pack the right counter for it, and the counter was high efficiency.
Well, it was very much like the Great Mothers, where like if you had the counter, you were able to counter it. If you didn't have the counter, you were fucked.
See, but like that's where I'll disagree with you on, because Great Mothers, if you rolled stupid high offense, it doesn't matter if you have the counter. If Spirit will one tap Slacker, like
I'll give you that one on the stats.
If you have a 400% Datacron defense Datacron that's an attack against Slackercron, you might stand a decent chance at winning with Slacker. But if you don't have like a couple 100% defense on the Cron, if Slacker gets out of alt and Spirit takes a turn and targets him with that much offense, gone, runs over. Good luck.
He did.
I'll give you that one.
And you know that Spirit is gonna they're going to get blessed, which means you can't stun them as well. So it's like,
the only time the AI chooses to do anybody else is when it's JMK.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's not even if Cat's in the team; it's just if JMK is the leader. Yeah, that's what's in the coding. So you just need you can Uno reverse it by putting Cat in a different team.
Yeah, but then getting the instant leap is impossible.
I wonder if it checks to see if JMK is the leader. Could you have like, I don't know, Padme lead JMK?
Yeah, right.
Queen Amidala lead.
But she's got anti-GL stuff in it, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, she got
and anti-scoundrel. So Cat also fucks it up.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I thought it would be funny.
It would be funny. Poor Padme. She still doesn't. I mean, technically, she does operate as a pretty solid lead now, but it's not Padme. It's Queen Amidala.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Queen Amidala would do well enough, but there's just like it's surprising how much power JMK relies on out of Padme. Like that, the constant protection up is really like a good way to like slow down a lot of teams from just chewing through really quick, because even with like Great Mothers, like Padme being present makes the fight more obnoxious than without her there, because you just have to chew through the tanks just never die until you can get them doomed, and then you can get through it. But
it is frustrating.
It depends.
They're a pain in the ass. That team is a pain in the ass. That's I'm probably getting to the point that I'm over it now, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for us to have a counter. But I suppose in a couple of weeks we'll have a new Datacron set, and we'll also have Balin's Skull. So,
honest to God, though, I'm so excited for set 15 to go away. I like the deviation on what they did with the role specific stuff.
Yeah.
But that being said, I feel like the stats that went with it were ridiculous. And then some of the mechanics should have checked against GLs. Like the tank cron should have checked against a GL. It is just obnoxious as sin. The tank level 6 that they keep gaining max protection.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and the attacks at a turn deal way less damage. It shouldn't
work if there's a GL in the team.
No, it shouldn't work with GLs.
It shouldn't apply to a GL. Okay.
Yeah, well, like the damage reduction doesn't apply to a GLs, but but that one did. And I'm like, I feel like they either should have capped it at a percentage, or they should have just said GL say no.
Yeah.
Because I can't understand why that was like,
Leia
it's going to be fine.
Leia is obnoxious with that. She is, like, really obnoxious.
Which one?
With the tank level 6 Cron that ramps up.
Oh yeah, the freaking recovery and whatnot.
Yeah, the recovery and the
feels...
ramping protection. It's just like,
yes.
Why would you want to give Leia like infinitely stacking protection? It's just like, come on, man.
Dude, last set's crons were just so much fucking better than this set's. Just like absurdly so much better.
Well, that's it, right? I've got. Hang on, let me check. This Datacron set right now. I've got 30 Datacrons, and only 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of them are level 9. And the remaining 13 I've just taken to level 8, because I'm like, I don't feel like I need any more level 9s, and I don't really want to try and fine-tune any of the stats. I'm like, I'm at a bit of a loss for this Datacron set, I'll be honest.
Well, I quit farming them. Like, I'm down to even only doing 3 refreshes a day in Conquest. I've been doing that for like the last week now. Because there is no point. Like, you need like this set, you need basically maybe 15 level 9s. There's a night there. The Jedi have a lot of depth on what you can do with them, but the level 9s are kind of pigeonholed into where they go. And so it's like, okay, so there is some pros and cons here of things being helpful, but once you get past that, it's like there's no, like, there's only like 2 good Nicer teams, and basically you either have the Great Mother's Cron or you don't have Great Mother's unlocked yet.
Not in my roster. There's only one good Night Sister team in my roster.
So like at most maybe 2, 3 Night Sister Crons for 3v3 if you want to break that up that way. Jedi, you could probably get around 5 to 6 between 3v3 and everything else, because the level 3 on them is quite nice. I like
the stun.
I like gas.
Level 6 is nice.
Yeah, because that's fun with gas. Because it's just like gas. Whenever he uses basic, follows up with a special. So
yeah,
it's all like you just stun lock everyone into the floor. It's I love it. It's fantastic.
It is nice.
But like the Imperial Remnant one, there's 2 teams there. You might need a third one for 3v3. And then
and they just nerfed the shit out of the Gideon one. So
super hard.
And then the Rogue One is like, it's okay. Like, yeah, Pals is good. There's a couple that are strong for 3v3. You know, the Luton one I feel like is a joke right now because the fact that the support cron still exists.
Yeah.
So it's like
we are definitely being like, it's definitely, there is an element of the previous set has just got such good modifiers on their 3, 6, and 9 that you just like, well, just let's be honest, the 6, like the support cron and the attack again cron are just so goddamn good that whatever Datacron you're using instead of it has to be ridiculously broken to warrant not using them. So it's like,
they're like, the only thing I'm pulling out this new set for is if I happen to have a good like percent defense on, because there are just teams where the counters slow down enough to where if you have a good amount of defense on it, like Bane versus Queen Amidala, if you're pushing like 250 to 300% defense, Bane just stalls out. And like when you were fighting the one on Friday versus Barris, I mean, you got down to 20 seconds left. If they had another 100% defense on there, you would never have made it through.
I was genuinely worried. I was like, what is going on here? Why are we not just yeeting them out? I didn't
exactly.
I didn't take on board any of the information that was coming into me. I was just like, Bane, do Bane things.
But that's my point. It's like some of those you have like a use for, but like that's all I'm doing right now with my crons is they go to level 5. If I don't get 2 hits of defense, they just get dusted and I move on to the next one. And that's it. That's all I've been doing. I can't.
Fair.
Nothing else really matters. I've got almost 4,000 in the Mark II and Mark III upgrade materials.
Holy
and I'm
shit,
like,
so
what about? Yeah, I've only got like 17 crons at level 9. Everything else is just like non-existent beyond that. I'm going to have a few at the end of the left over at the end, just so that I can dump data cache from the previous set into those, so I don't miss anything. But outside of that, I'm just like,
I mean, I will miss those support crons and those attack crons. I will miss those.
Yeah, but I won't miss facing them.
Yeah, if all my opponents could lose them and I could still keep them, I think I might have a word with Meathead to see if there is any sort of, content creator clause that I can lean in on and be like, Meat, if you could just let me keep these Datacrons, that would just be fantabulous. Thank you so much.
I need them for making content.
Right? Yeah.
Everyone's going to want to watch these broken
reasons.
crons after they can't use them anymore.
100%.
Yeah.
At that
I'll
point,
be like, don't worry, mate. It's not going to make a material difference. I'll still suck at the game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be stopping out the top of Kyber 1. So
listen, I smash buttons very well, but I don't know what kits do.
Exactly. But what I do know is that my beer is empty and I need another. So talk amongst yourself, gentlemen.
All right. When you get back, also check your DMs. And he's already took his headphones off. Anyways.
Yeah, that happened like the second you said I'd be back.
Yeah, all Gucci. We'll see. Anyways, what you drinking on?
Water right now.
Water. We discussed this, Carth. You're supposed to drink whiskey.
I hadn't gotten to that point yet. It hadn't quite hit noon yet when we talked, so I was trying to hold out to get to the afternoon.
One job
drinking. Listen, I can leave right now and go make my whiskey, and then you can sit here and talk to the void.
Go make whiskey. That takes longer than a few moments. Like you're
okay,
for a while if you're making whiskey,
fair.
man.
I will be making my whiskey drink. I needed the extra word there. It is one of my life's ambitions to brew or to distill my own whiskey, but that's whiskey and gin. But that's
that would be fun.
That is not quite on the agenda yet.
You got to age it for a while, so get started soon.
Yeah. No shit. All right. Actually, yeah. I'll go make my drink real quick. Whiskey, Wolfie. I'll be right back.
Oh my God.
Scribe just got back.
Scribe is returning. Scribe is back.
I am.
Scribe is back. Scribe, check your DMs.
Slide into my DMs.
Going. I said check your DMs. Also, Carth is going to make some whiskey drink, so we can finally drink some whiskey with us and have some good times.
Holy shit! Are you serial?
What?
Are you serial right now? He's getting some whiskey.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He said he was making whiskey, so it could take a little while, but I'm not sure. And then he corrected himself and said he's making a whiskey drink. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes from there.
Okay, bear with me 1 second. Allow me to adjust. I'll need to go over here. Hiya! Wait a minute.
Yeah, zoom like way the fuck out, because I'm sitting halfway back across my room right now. I'm like way the fuck over here instead of like able to actually reach my computer and shit.
Okay, one sec.
Owie says, I personally hope they don't do another tank support and healer crons again. I think that them doing the tags as opposed to, like an actual faction thing was an interesting turn. And I kind of like them, like that concept to mix it up a little bit as opposed to just going with the factions and everything. I think that they were a little bit overpowered, just a little bit overtuned, but I think that it was an interesting turn from the traditional. They've always done the factions. They've always done the, you're doing whichever, whether it's Empire, whether it's Inquisitors, whether it's Jedi, whether it's, what have you. So it's nice to have it mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was a fan of the change. I enjoyed it. I think the biggest issue is they had way too many options on the level 6s for the specific ones. They should have really just done a couple because you had 4 different level like level 6 classifications.
Yeah, the rerolls was a problem.
Yeah, the rerolls was a pain in the butt. There's just a lot of things where I'm like, they should have simplified it a little bit, and then they should have done a little bit of a power check. They should have been like, hey, we're going to make these really powerful level 6s. Maybe we don't let GLs interact with all of them. And then like the only thing that they ever cut down was the damage reduction. Like, oh well, GLs don't have to worry about that. Oh my god, what is happening?
I'm just
trying to adjust the camera.
I'm adjusting the camera. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit awkward to work with. That's all.
He had me a little
Just
bit
keep
zoomed in
adjusting
over,
until all we
over
can
here.
see is Wolfie's mustache.
just one
like,
mustache.
I was sitting like
Yes.
halfway back across the room when he focused the cameras.
Holy
and
shit!
shit,
Why
so
is that
I'm
going like that now? Fuck me.
So I'm like pixelated and zoomed in and
No, there goes Wolfie.
It's gone
Yay.
all crazy now. God damn it! Why is
I'll
this
take
like
that.
this? Hang on. Let's adjust and adjust. I'll get you inside the frame at least.
Frame me off.
You'll just have no top and no bottom, mate. You'll be topless and bottomless. Okay.
I'll take
Hey.
it. Abby, were you opposed to them doing like those faction tags themselves, the tank support healer, etc., or did you just not like that they were overpowered? Because that is like definitely a distinction over there with the crons.
Scribble.
Yeah. That is a large whiskey, good sir.
No. It's a large ice cube.
Oh, that is a large whiskey ice cube, good sir.
Mhm.
I approve. I approve of this. What are you drinking, Carthrick?
It's called Ghostwood.
Ooh, sounds mysterious.
I don't think you would ever have seen it because it's only brewed in or distilled in Montana. So
Yes, I've never heard of it. I hope it's delicious. I am still drinking Lost Beer. Wolfie, do you have a whiskey or something similar?
I'm drinking wine tonight, actually.
Wine? Look at this sophisticated motherfucker.
Oh yes. Oh
God
yes.
dang. Lovely. White wine, red wine, rosé.
Well, it's white wine. I'm drinking out of a fucking Ren Fair mug, so I don't know if it's that sophisticated. But
I
you know what?
mean-
We're going with it.
I mean, I've heard of worse things. I've drunk beer from a shoe, so I think white wine out of a Renfair mug is a step above. So that's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I say we are far from sophisticated right now.
Yeah,
Jamie is judging me super hard for wine.
Jamie. Well, sometimes you just gotta live and let live. You know what I mean? You
Right.
Just gotta live and let live. Yeah.
whoa. Listen, drinking is about an objective, not the journey.
The journey can also be pleasant at times.
Let me rephrase that. The journey in which it is transported from the bottle it's housed into your mouth.
The vessel.
The vessel, yeah, that's the word I was
The
looking
vessel, yes, of course.
Because it's like, who cares? Yeah, I'll drink out of any cup. Just, as long as it's
Exactly.
clean.
I think we're gonna have to get some patented Tribe Talks sippy cups, and we can all
there
drink
you go.
whiskey out of sippy cups.
Well, once we get that logo figured out.
I mean, yeah, I've put out some feelers to get a logo commissioned, because I feel like we are remiss for not having our own branding.
Sure, I think
highly
Shin-
successful
Shin-
podcast.
Shin Hati in the background's good branding. Brought me
mean-
here, that's for sure.
I figured there's a little too much sausage in this Tribe Talks call, so we need to have at least a modicum of female representation. And
That's
if
It's
we're
good
gonna
that you
have,
blocked off her face.
I mean, yeah, but we know she's there. You know what I mean? We know who it is. I mean, there's no
She's
mistaking
behind
that.
me, and I'm excited. Okay.
Hang on, let me.
Oh,
move this
actually,
real
there's a
quick.
little icon right over here.
Yeah.
we can-
Oh, yeah. You
Yep.
can see her face right between
Yep,
me and Wolfie.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We
Oh,
are
baby.
currently making a shin sandwich.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
She is the delicious meat between our manly bits of bread. Where the fuck is this coming from? Jesus.
I don't know.
how drunk are we?
It's Tribe Talks again.
Well,
Woohoo! On this Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast, where we only talk
Exactly.
about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Hey,
and nothing
it
else.
is Galaxy of Heroes adjacent.
I mean, is Shin in Galaxy? She is in
is.
Galaxy of Heroes. I have
She
her
is.
at Relic 7 with shit mods. So,
Although
although I
we
have
go.
used her, I've thrown her in as the token additional unaligned Force user in a Seer Malakos team. And she does a great job.
well, and to
I
be
have
honest,
done as well. It's a lot of fun.
I have somewhat enjoyed that because I feel like there aren't really good options on the dark side UFUs that don't have like desperate homes.
Yeah, and it
It's
also
like-
doesn't matter. Like the fifth,
Yeah.
like you might as well not have a fifth.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's not entirely true though. There are times when having like crew in there is incredibly useful. Having Night Sister that's decently modded is useful.
A good tank
But-
is good to have sometimes.
But they are, it's not like it really matters when Malakos gets to 100 stacks of madness and then drops the rocks on everyone's
yeah,
face.
see, that did happen, and I wasn't sure why it was happening. Why was it happening? Something was causing him to ramp his madness incredibly quickly. What was going on
Who
there?
did what now?
It's
Malakos.
part of his unique, if I remember correctly. When he was
It's
on a
angry.
stream on Friday night, he was ramping mad. Like he got to like 100 stacks before he used the first special,
Yeah, it was really weird.
and then had mass. Like when he threw the rocks, it hit like everybody for like 500k.
Yeah, I killed like the whole team in the rocks, but one person, I can't remember who it was. One person took 900,000 damage, and the rest averaged
I think it was
for about
I think
500.
I think it was
That's
Vasa's.
impressive.
I think Vasa's took in the shorts for the massive hit.
Yeah. So it was kind of nuts. I was like, I don't understand what's going on, but I'm aroused, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good time. It was a good time.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Where will Ezra belong before Glat is released?
Oh, it was them dispelling. Whenever an enemy dispels a debuff from Malakos inflicted from one of his abilities, he gains a stack of Edge of Madness until the end of the encounter. So apparently he was just inflicting a ton of abilities and they were getting cleansed constantly.
I wonder who was cleansing in that team.
I think Visa's because her counterattacks cleanse. Her basic will cleanse.
Okay, yeah, that's
So
probably
that
what it is.
was
She was
probably a
cleansing, and I was
combination.
just like ramping up a whole
yeah,
bunch of that madness.
She's like attacking a Sith.
yeah.
I think it is.
She has like 70% counter chance and it's like 100% when it's Sith. I don't
something like
remember.
that.
There's a lot
Like,
of
she'll
there's a lot
assist
of
when it's a Sith.
yeah. If they're
And then like
attacking
she'll
a Sith.
cleanse on her basic if I don't know, there's like some conditional stuff. I remember she was useful in the Sith raid phase 1 back in the day. Like that's why I
Yeah.
originally got her and like got her geared up and everything. Because she was like doing the assisting stuff over there, was doing the cleansing nonsense over there. So she had like an actual place in the game, back in the day, and then completely fucked off for a little bit, and then Starkiller got released, and suddenly Vistus is needed again, and it was like, yay!
And then
Yeah,
she
so
got
when-
Kron, and Kron is actually kind of good. So
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
not
when
bad.
you went through and used the die whelp, you had 5 stacks of the madness manifested,
okay.
which they deal 50% more physical damage per stack. So you were doing 250% additional physical damage on top
And
of all
and
of that.
it's not like Malakos does a small amount of damage at the best
No,
of times. So
no.
yeah, he hits pretty hard.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That was fun. That was funny to watch. I enjoyed that.
It was. I remember distinctly looking at that and thinking, "Oh, holy shit! He did some damage. He did some
I
damage."
think you screenshot it afterwards
did.
too and put it in your Discord.
I'll have to see that.
I don't remember if it was patron chat or if it was
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there it is. So, yeah, 921,000 damage against Visas. The rest are between 500k and 600k.
Oh, baby. I love it.
Oh, he also healed for 1.4 million. Health steal, baby. It's like, yeah.
1.4 million.
Yeah, but there are also how many more? Wait a minute. There are also 1, 2, 3, 4 other ticks of
amazing.
health steal, around 800 to 900,000 as well.
That's
So,
amazing.
He was really healthy at that point. He was really healthy.
Very healthy.
oh my god.
Just as healthy as can
Wouldn't
be.
it be like the worst mechanic in the world if that's how you got bonus protection? Was when you healed over 100%, it became bonus protection.
Yeah.
Oh my
Man,
God, dude,
they would have to
some
cap that
fucking-
so hard.
Some characters are insane. Like, can you
Yeah.
imagine like like Slacker? Like any
Yeah.
GL that has any sort of amount of health steal over, because they all have like a good amount of health steal over there. Imagine
Mhm.
Slacker just like sitting there giving himself bonus protection upon bonus protection.
I
of
mean,
millions of like points
It
of fucking
it would
health.
make
It would
it
be
would make
insane.
health steal crons ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Oh my
Because
god!
like
them
Yes,
incredibly powerful.
completely overpowered.
150%
unkillable.
health steal on anything that does some sort of damage would be just like, oh, okay.
Oh, that would be
It's over.
insane.
And you don't kill them before they take a turn. You lose. Like that's the game.
Yeah.
You never get through them.
You would have to heal immunity would have to be on the counter cron. Like you would need every cron where it's like whenever a light side or dark side ally uses a basic, they inflict heal immunity, and that would be like your
everybody gets riposte.
Yeah.
Jedi Knight Cal Kestis will be the most valuable character in the game.
Well, would it even count as like for heal immunity, or like if you just like gained a protection? Because you're not recovering.
So you would have to be like so
you're not recovering bonus. Sorry, you're not recovering protection. You're gaining bonus protection.
Yeah,
so
no,
but would that stop that? Because
heal immunity stops healing. Yes. Right. So if you're not healing,
gaining bonus protection.
No, it wouldn't. But that was my point.
Is gain bonus protection while she has heal immunity.
Oh yeah, no. But my premise is that that's how you gained bonus protection in the game is healing over 100%.
Yeah,
that was the premise. So like,
if you can't fix the healing,
if you can't heal, then you can't gain the protection because you didn't heal.
I was just thinking that as like the game counted that as gaining bonus protection. So I was just like, that could be even absurd if like, hey, if even heal immunity didn't stop that.
Yeah,
at that point.
We're making up mechanics here and arguing about the application of it. I love it.
But if I remember,
spaghetti code would count it.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, though, how the game is coded, that you technically don't heal unless you are below 100% health.
Yeah, correct.
So that's because that was a Galactic Challenge conquest or a long time ago.
You had to heal up a certain amount of health, right? And it only counted if you've actually lost some health.
Yeah. So if you were at 99%, you healed 1,000 or 1,000%, then you were fine. But if you were at 100% and you healed 1,000%, you didn't gain anything out of it. So
yeah.
But wouldn't that
they haven't done that one in a while.
Wouldn't that mean it doesn't count as healing and it like would count as gaining bonus protection then? Again, we're arguing about fake mechanics. This isn't.
I don't know. It would
don't exist, and we're arguing about it.
100% depend on how they would code it.
Yeah.
So
can we now talk about the new theoretical midichlorian count mechanic? So basically, everybody
power
gets
level
a midichlorian count.
But it fluctuates based on when and how powerful we need that character to be, depending on the narrative that they're in, or who's writing that narrative,
and how many limbs they've lost.
Okay. Yes.
So,
bro, I still think it's bullshit that Jedi can't deflect blaster bolts. Like, come on, why the hell can all of my my Jedi not deflect B1 battle droids sitting there like gunning down on them?
Everybody with a lightsaber should have like a 60% chance to automatically deflect any lightsaber bolt, any blaster fire. 100%. Not rockets though, because that would be ridiculous.
Yeah,
could you imagine that somebody like Boba Fett fires a rocket and you bounce it back to him with a lightsaber?
Well, I mean,
you clearly never played Jedi Academy.
You can do a force push over there.
I have. Like, force push is different.
Yeah. You can force push it back. So
I love doing that. That was so much fun in that game. You're like, wouldn't it be really weird if that missile came right back to your face? Oh, look, you fell off a cliff.
I swear in Jedi Knight Academy in the multiplayer, you could like fire a rocket between two players and they could just force push it back and forth between each other. Just
if they timed it well enough, they could, because the projectile speed was fairly slow.
Yeah.
I love times. That's like my favorite thing to do in the higher tier missions towards the end of the game when you're playing like high difficulties. Is like all the like acolytes come out of the woodwork to attack you all the time. And so all you do is take their missile launchers and deflect them near them, and they try to evade, and they jump into the abyss and die. Just abusing the crap out of the AI. It was so much fun. Yeah. That was like force grip was the most overpowered thing because you didn't have to like hold them and to kill them. You just had to grab them and then fling them, and the physics took over. So like all you did was just like activate the ability and you like swipe your mouse to the left or right, and then they just go flying off a cliff because like they immediately like use the counter to break free of it, but the physics doesn't give a care. They're flying across the map at this junction.
Ragdolling.
Oh my god, yes, ragdoll. It was so much fun. I enjoyed so much of that game.
Yeah, definitely fun.
Dear CG, if you want to start getting people to enjoy characters, go with some old school content.
Yeah,
100%.
Let us start force choking, force throwing people around. Interactable environments.
The member berries work, okay? I mean, people spent money on Starkiller. People spent money on those games that they fucking loved. Bring in characters from games that we love, and people will absolutely spend on them.
Hell yeah.
It is absolutely a thing.
I feel
You guys
like
know
the
this.
adoption rate for Balin is going to be higher than the adoption
Oh,
rate
yeah.
for Ahsoka. I am
100%.
interested to
yeah.
see those numbers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It depends how many additional marquees we now get for Ahsoka. If it's much higher, I think with that, like, nobody's gonna fucking get Ahsoka.
I don't think there's any more marquees coming for her at all besides her team. Like, I don't for her requirements. I believe they're done.
Oh, I was good. Okay, aside from her team, there's
Yeah.
absolutely more
Aside
marquees
from her
coming.
team.
Oh yeah, yeah, no.
let's-
There is 3 more
let's be
marquees
clear
coming
here.
for her that will release with
cool.
her. But yes,
Gotcha.
no. For her to unlock her, I don't think
Requirements,
there will be any
yeah.
additional marquees required.
No, to unlock her is going to be Sabine, right? You don't think Sabine's going to be required to unlock her?
I mean, if they were going to go down that route, they should have just thrown Balin as a requirement because
That's
just
harsh.
Well, you
Make
really
it
think
so
they're done with
expensive.
requirements?
The
think they're done with
marquees? Yeah,
they're done with
yeah,
marquee
they,
requirements?
yeah.
You don't-
I think
Yeah.
we
Oh,
get
I
Sabine
thought.
still.
No, I figured we get Sabine easily, and possibly Hu Yang.
I 100% that assume that they will come as part of her team, but I think they will require those marquees as GL Thrawn's requirements.
Well, I think Sabine will be on the team 100%. I
Yeah.
still want to
Yeah.
say that Hu Yang will be a plug and play sort of droid character because I really want to see him as a plug and play. Just I mean,
they're going to
the other
be.
day, he's
They're
not
all going to gain
technically-
Spectre.
like he's not technically a Jedi, but Hu Yang served the Jedi Order for thousands of years and whatnot. He trained Jedi, taught them how to make their lightsabers and all that sort of shit.
I
So
believe
there
he
is an
actually
argument
has.
to give him the Jedi tag. So I think he could be a really fun plug and play, like light side support Jedi droid sort of thing, and like really see how that could play in there. Could be a
I
fun
believe
thing,
in the Clone Wars episode though, he actually is able to fight. Like he's actually has combat protocols.
yeah, he does some.
We do
some
see them
fighting.
again in the
Oh, yeah.
actual Ahsoka show, but no, I think they'll come, but I 100% think that the remaining marquees for her team will be the groundwork for GL Thrawn.
but not required for her. Okay, I figured.
No, I don't think they. I don't think they will.
The only
I don't
problem
think
I
they
have
will.
with that is I think, and I might be just talking shit here, but it feels like if you release a GL and you don't have a team that works as part of the requirements, then people are going to be pissed.
Dude, they're out of time. Like full stop, they're out of time to release more marquees for her. Like they
Why'd
have.
you say that?
they-
We've just had
they have-
Marok, and we're going to get
They
Bill
have.
and Skull
They
in
have.
like
They have
2
6 weeks.
They've got 6 weeks.
Roughly the time.
So they only
But the
need
next
3 more
thing,
weeks
the
then.
next marquee is the punishing one.
He's not
like-
a marquee. He's a
So
galactic chase. They
he'll
can have
be
a
a
galactic
galactic
chase
chase.
and a marquee at the same time. They can do that.
They haven't. They haven't
Really,
done
but
that.
they
They
can.
don't- yeah, I'm sure.
So Karth,
yeah.
a year ago, I would have agreed with you, but right now we've got the new marquee structure where we're getting the 6-star, the 7-star, whatever crazy
It's
stuff.
cheaper to get
they can-
adopted. Yeah.
They can justify, or like where people are getting them 7 stars within a week, they can justify pushing out a marquee for GL.
So
for
let me
actual- like, for GL
backpedal.
Ahsoka,
Let me
a
backpedal on
day,
all of
a
that.
week, whatever, before like they can put out a marquee for GL Ahsoka
Sure.
the day she drops if they want.
Sure. Sure.
Like, they
I get
can
all
absolutely do that.
But
This is the new marquee structure. This is the new age.
all right, but backpedal on all that. All of us are in the camp that GL Thrawn is the next thing coming, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm definitely there. I did a
Okay.
whole video on it.
Okay. Okay. So if that's the case, who do they use for requirements that puts any monetary spending on it if the marquees that come for Ahsoka's go to her team? If you go to her requirements. Because
It doesn't matter.
there is no one else from the show that they can pull from.
Doesn't matter.
There's no characters that unless they want to just start dropping new Empire characters out of the blue.
It doesn't matter, in my opinion. Like anybody who's going to go for a GL doesn't give a shit about what are the marquees. Like they're like,
but they've-
I'm gonna get this GL Thrawn.
I
Like,
understand that,
half,
but
half the comments in my YouTube video for GL Thrawn speculation was, I would rather go for GL Thrawn than Ahsoka. I'm more excited
Sure.
for this. So it's like I don't
But
think it matters if it's thematic. They can do what they did
No,
with Leia and have like
no.
Misa and Drogon and shit like that.
Well, they can, but what like they could do and pull random things in for him. But I'm pretty confident they'll take the Ahsoka's team and make them the base work of the requirements, and then just drag it out for 3 months later, and then Thrawn shows up because that's basically the time frame you need to start the next raid.
Yep.
So
it's all coming together.
I feel like they'll do the same thing. As the first round of requirements for Thrawn will be the team that makes up Ahsoka, and then they'll probably even require Exile Ezra as part of the team as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ezra becomes a requirement for GL3. It's gonna suck for anybody who's not been trying to get high box in Conquest, and they want to get through. Sure. But
sorry, I was trying to look up and see like when the next Star Wars project is coming out, but it's like Skeleton Crew is coming up next
soon,
and
right?
Andor season 2, and then Mandalorian Grogu movie is not supposed to come out until like fucking 2026 or something like that. So
but they're
fucking wild.
I
was just thinking like if they did like something else for like Ahsoka season 2 or something like that, if they had like some Thrawn characters and like his requirements could potentially come from season 2, but the timeline doesn't line up. Like they're gonna have Thrawn come out before season 2 is released. It's just
that, and typically CG is 6 months behind the current release for the newest content, with the exception of I think
at the very least.
Omega is like the only one where it was like, okay, she launched before, but in everyone's defense, she was part of the promotional content. Everyone knew Omega was going to be there. It wouldn't be like giving us DTMG before Mando season 3 finished.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, right.
That would have been funny, but yeah.
Oh my god.
That's where I'm at on it though.
That?
Oh yeah. Well, oh my god, yeah. That from what I've heard, it's like if it's coming from Lucasfilm, it's pretty hush hush. There are a lot of you can't say anything about them. But yeah, that would be my assumption, is they use Ahsoka's team as part of the requirements leading into Thrawn, and Thrawn comes quickly after Ahsoka. But
I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that. I'll be honest.
I don't know.
But, I understand your argument, but I'm not sold on it. I just like I can't help but we've already had the new tag, so unless GL Ahsoka has got a lot of synergy with unaligned Force users and makes it a split team between Spectres and unaligned Force users, which just seems off and weird to me in general, then how are they going to have like later marquees that are supposed to be in her team? They can't release GL Ahsoka and then the marquees are not available, not even free to play.
No.
That'd be weird.
Well, no, it wouldn't. They've done that ever since Jabba.
Huh?
Bausch Leia wasn't farmable when Jabba came to the game.
Yeah, but I thought you were suggesting
she was in the game.
She was in the game, yeah. But
she was in the game, she was
released
into the game.
No. All of her marquees will be in the game by the time she releases. I'm just saying that they won't be requirements for her as a GL.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
That's like
not requiring.
I still feel it. I feel it's a bit weird. Because that's like, it's okay to say that Bausch wasn't in the game as free-to-play farmable for Jabba, but she was a requirement. So what I'm saying is there shouldn't be a world in which you can unlock GL Ahsoka, but you are not able to get her actual team.
I feel like they'll do the same really thing that they would like with Jabba. Like I think wasn't Bausch Leia required like Relic 5 or something? Like, it was like sort of like low relic levels, so like you need to invest in them anyways to get there up to higher relic levels. I feel like that's what they're gonna do. Like they're going to be required, but they're not gonna be a very high relic investment. Maybe 5, maybe actually in this point maybe 7.
Almost everything's 7 now.
At this point, most things are 7. I'm back.
Fucking Relic 9 will feel Relic 9 or bust.
7 now. Yeah. Like everything for Balon is 7. Everything is fucking Relic 7 now. So I may take that back and say it might be Relic 7.
It's the painful world we live in. Requirement creep is a real thing.
This is absolutely the world that we live in. Oh, for sure. But I don't see a world where they don't require them.
It feels really weird because it's like if people are getting GL Ahsoka, and this is going to be like a really weird small subset of people that are getting GL Ahsoka and are not also farming the brand new marquees because they're not requirements, and they like unlock Ahsoka and they're like, well, I've only got 2 out of the 5 characters that actually go in a team. and now
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a useless GL. I don't think they'll do it. I think it feels really weird.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but for me, I would say that they would rather put the pressure on Thrawn and just make you double dip hard and fast.
It's weird because like Thrawn definitely feels like he's designed to be with, like, we're making complete speculation here, obviously, but it feels like he's supposed to lead Enoch and Night Trooper and Death Trooper Peridia and a +1, be that Pelion or be it Rook or whatever the hell they want to bring in as a fifth for that team.
The next Conquest character.
Yeah, exactly. It does feel, and that would time out perfectly as well, right? After we finish Ezra, we get new Conquest character announcement. It's going to come 2 weeks afterwards. Oh, by the way, it's for Thrawn. Nobody saw it coming.
I'm still throwing this out there. It feels way too early to get either Ahsoka or Thrawn as GLs.
I agree.
Like,
I don't
do
disagree. It was 100% what I said when she dropped. I was like, I would rather have after the movie
too early.
But
yeah,
they went with those for their next GLs, and it's just like I can't see them just not doing Thrawn. Now that's the one thing I have seen that maybe that makes me completely wrong here, but some people are saying is that we will get a new Thrawn, but it won't be a GL Thrawn. It'll be the babysitter for the in between. And I'm like,
no,
I almost want to believe that, but at the same degree though, it's like if they do that, then Thrawn needs a brand new team because like we can't Imperial Remnant this and then have half the team available and then go, but in reality, we're gonna give it another year and give them 4 more characters.
So I think I could probably buy that argument a little bit if Enoch didn't have a leadership. Because it feels like Enoch is the like we've talked about this before on the podcast. It feels like Enoch is the in between leader for the remnants until GL Thrawn gets released. So if Enoch didn't have a leadership and there was going to be like a sort of in between Thrawn coming out to stave us over until the GL Thrawn comes out, then maybe I could sort of buy that. But Enoch has leadership. I feel like we've touched on this before. Like he's sort of like the holdover until we get the Thrawn leadership kind of deal.
Yeah, I feel like that's been pretty blatant on their front too, because him having the TB lead is kind of like a good indication of he's not the pinnacle.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. It's just obvious to me that definitely points towards Thrawn's requirements are obviously not going to be his team because we've got almost all of them. We would assume
and they're required for Ahsoka.
But that's that was my rub.
I understand that, and maybe you're half right, Karth. Maybe Hu Yang is a requirement for him, or maybe Hu Yang and maybe General Syndulla or something like that is. But I can't feel it like all being and no more for us because it just feels weird. Because that means that for us, as it currently stands, if nothing new is a requirement for GL Ahsoka, then literally none of her actual team is her requirements, and that's really weird.
Oh, but in
also,
fairness,
we already have like 3 marquees or whatever for Ahsoka, so they need to scale it up anyways more for Thrawn. So like they need to be more marquees anyways. So I mean,
they could just make the lockout being Exile Ezra. So that Thrawn Conquest.
For Thrawn, you mean? Yeah,
for Thrawn, yeah.
No.
So I don't like. It's just it feels really weird to me because it feels like they're not going to wait too long after Ezra's release to drop Ahsoka. So we got somewhere between maybe 6 to 8 weeks in
for sure
in time frame. And it's like the next thing is definitely going to be the punishing one. So we get but we need to drop 3 marquees for her in that same time frame. And it's like if we keep the rotation of every 2 weeks, like her last marquee would be dropping literally the week we would anticipate her going live. And so I feel like that would be asinine of them to be like, oh, requirement, but it feels like they're pushing it out. Like, I guess the what I would give is credence.
Structure, why wouldn't they?
Well, they did the same thing with Jar Jar, right? It wasn't that far between the last Gungan and Jar Jar's event going live.
Well, it feels to me like if we look at it currently, right? The last marquee was Marrok. Marrok was supposed to be out. What,
last week, the week before,
a week before. So theoretically, we should
2
expect
weeks ago, essentially,
a marquee on Thursday.
Yeah, theoretically, the punishing one should be this week.
Yeah, but even if that is the thing, we could have the punishing one, like I said, and a marquee at the same time. There's nothing stopping them from doing that, and then we could have another marquee in 2 weeks' time, and that would still be early November, like mid-November, by the time we have 2 additional marquees for GL Ahsoka, which gives them enough time to go into shipments before she's actually live mid-December.
Yeah.
Like, that could still happen, and we could still have Sabine and Sehu Yang, right?
Possibly.
Possibly. I know it's a stretch. I know. I think they have to at least have Sabine as a requirement. It just feels weird without it.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm with you on that one.
Somebody in chat
Sabine.
Rule of Two in chat did mention saying that there were no marquee requirements for Lord Vader that goes on his team. And that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. But also, they didn't release any marquees afterwards that is part of Lord Vader's team. Lord Vader was just made up entirely of existing characters.
That's a relative debate. Lord Vader has got many lifters over the course of time.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, and that's probably part of the fucking problem with Lord Vader, right? They didn't build him a team, and then he's left there just being like, "Well, fuck. I guess I'll just be taking Reva." I'll just...
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Is Lord Vader is the epitome of just like they should have built his team, and they're like, "Oh, well, we did Lord Vader and Maul, and that's gonna work, right?" And everyone's like, canonically, can we get something that makes sense? And they're like, maybe with Datacrons. And I'm like, come on, we got to get to a point somewhere where you can be like,
biggest insult ever, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
they have done so much to support Maul Mandos, and they've done nothing to fill the void on Lord Vader.
Genuinely, I think it would have just been so cool if they'd have just made Vader's fist, you know, like the 501st, actually work with Lord Vader with like you've got in the Ultimate Journey event when you face Lord Vader, and he's got the clone troopers with the light blue tint on the armor, so you know it looks thematically different, but it could just be dark side clone troopers, and that would have just been so cool. That would have looked so much cooler, in my opinion. But hey, I don't make the rules.
And so Lord Vader, his marquees and whatnot, like, were not meant to be on his team, but he was meant to work with like well-established factions that were already there. The difference with Ahsoka is that, you know, it's going to be a new faction, so they need to build a new team. It's more similar to, you know, Jabba with the Hutt Cartel. Like, they needed to build a new team to support Jabba as opposed to pulling from existing characters.
Well, they had to curb in the power creep. I mean, that's the same thing they're doing with Ahsoka, is they're curbing in the power creep because they want to block out the UFU tag from functioning.
We looked at the UFU tag.
That's
as
the
well,
other thing. Yeah, they got to control that heavily.
Like, you can look at the UFU tag as well, and it's just kind of like, who would even fucking go on Ahsoka's team out of UFUs? It just kind of feels weird.
Well, and it depends on what they do with it, right? Because if they let her be a strong UFU leader, it's like you throw Cal and Fulcrum under her with Exile
in TW
and +1. Yeah, like that's gonna be nutty. It's like I feel like they have to, like, they're combating all this by making a lot of the power under the Spectre tag, which is, you know, what they did with Jabba and the Hutt Cartel tag, and they did you know, Leia didn't really get anything special, but she's highly dependent on Drogon and R2 as being the core staple of her squad. The last two are a little little flexible on what you want to do. But, you know, for a lot of it, I feel like there's just they're going to have to box her in pretty hard. And
there was some speculation I heard a while ago. I forget who was saying it, but that she might get a Starkiller type lead.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
Have somebody from the Spectre, have an UFU, have you have a this, have a whatever, like have like a mix and match sort of thing, like this many Jedi, this many Ufu, this many everything.
Yeah.
So if Padawan Sabine counts as an inline Force user, but Ezra in Exile counts as a Jedi, then she works with like one Ufu and one Jedi, but can work with this other Spectre.
She needs
thing,
like one rebel.
Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like we're getting way too far down the rabbit hole on that. I feel like they're just gonna go Spectre tag and blanket it over the characters.
I think that's
all the new tags.
And that brings us full circle back to I think we're gonna get more marquees yet.
As requirements. What? That's what you're. Still as requirements. I'm gonna disagree with you, but the only thing I will say that in my head gives me credence to believe that what you're saying is true is that we're pretty far into October without the third set of requirements being released. So
why is that?
That is where I'm like, okay, maybe there's something on this. They don't want to release it till the first marquee of hers goes live. But even at that point, we're still in the 3 weeks. And does that mean Ahsoka's like late December? Like they're going to push us all the way until like the beginning of the next Datacron set? Like that could be a possibility. Maybe we're all wrong on when Ahsoka shows up. Maybe she's a month after as release, not like the week or two.
Yeah, could be.
So,
and that they, like all they said was towards the end of the year. That's the only information we have. And I was just assuming that the requirements that we were going to get were just going to be once a month, right? Once a month we'll get a set.
Well, that's been kind of the rub.
So long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last set was mid-September, so I mean, it really wasn't that long ago that they updated it with because they released it with Death Through Peridia, and he was, not that long ago.
It feels like the first two sets of requirements came out a lot closer to each other than like the gap between 2 and whatever set.
Well, yeah, I'll agree with you on that one.
But because they squeezed in Balin's requirements in between them.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know the exact times, but it feels like it was a lot closer.
I agree. I agree with you based on. I don't actually know the dates. I have a vague idea, and the vague idea feels like it's been a lot longer than it actually is.
Yes,
I think is the thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Faustus, I don't think she's going to be unlocked in January because they said she's coming in December. Well, they said end of the year. So
yeah,
I imagine they're going to try and stick to that.
Peridia was 8-1. Oh my god.
The 1st of August.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to get used to the
weird
American
1-8.
way. 1-8. The 1st of the 8th. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. God, Mighty, is that really true? Fuck me. No
Damn.
way. How has it been so long?
No, sorry. It was with. Wasn't Enoch the last one that was released? Okay, so then it was probably with Enoch, wasn't it?
Yeah. So somebody.
Well, they announced her requirements. See, that was the thing. Like they announced her round 2 requirements, like with the whole list of things. Remember they had the whole post with the
Enoch was the last one. He was the 15th of August.
Because like they announced her requirements not when he was released, but they announced her requirements like when there was a fucking post for it. Because they said, "Oh, this guy would be required, and Enoch would be required, and Purdy would be required."
Yeah, but they didn't give us Asajj and Ezra for a while after that. Like they didn't give us all of the characters.
It was pretty short term after that. It wasn't that long much after. But again, I don't know the exact days.
Yeah. So I think we can safely say it's basically been 2 months since we've had a requirement drop.
It's been a friggin' minute.
It's been a minute, boys.
Scroll back through postings.
August 18th, as opposed to according to the rule of 2.
Gotcha.
For Enoch. So yeah, I'll take it. It's been 2 months.
2 months.
We need some more shit.
In 2 days' time, it will be 2 months. So, but like I said, technically, this Thursday will be 2 weeks since the last marquee. And CG is setting up a very particular cadence here that ties into their whole 28-day cycle of every 2 weeks we're going to get a marquee. And I think we should probably expect that to continue forever, basically. Every 2 weeks we'll probably get a new marquee. Literally all next year is what I would imagine would happen. So maybe there'll be a few bumps in the road where it might be 3 weeks.
I don't know, man. Do they even have that many characters to release right now?
I'm sure they can, go down the side of the couch feel around down there and we're gonna make a marquee out of this.
Hold on. The executor still needs more lifting. The profundity needs more lifting.
I need some
The
pirates.
endurance need more lifting, and hopefully people won't.
Hondo needs his own team. I'm so sick of Hondo.
I need some more
When are we
pirate
gonna get
mercenaries.
When we're gonna get that Hondo lifter, another neutral character.
Just give me the pirate faction and quit trying to make Hondo work on teams that he doesn't work for.
Let's be honest, man. Like, they're not trying to make Hondo work. They released him.
He has like some niche gameplay mechanic use, and then after that, it's just like a lot of Datacron sets, just like and make him a nerd. And so it's just like, oh, well, that was cool to see him.
I mean, there was that one time that he had his own Datacron level 9, and I got to use it for a week. It was It was a good week.
I remember when Karth and I were like at the forefront of using him to counter Malgus and everything, and it was fucking beautiful. And then he fell off the face of the goddamn earth.
Yeah.
Now he does some things on defense mostly, but I still love Hondo. He's still fun. Actually, I faced somebody who used on round 2 of this GAC. They placed Malgus with Sith Assassin, Sidious, frickin' Darth Maul, and Marauder, and it was like, ooh, baby, we're using Hondo.
Whipping out the old Ben lead. Oh my god!
So good.
What a really great way to throw away a useful lead. It's like,
yeah, right.
You've taken a really good character and just peed all over him, basically.
You know, I feel like that's exactly what they did with Leia's leadership with the Jedi tanks. I was like, really? That's the call out you wanted to make? Was the Jedi tanks for this one? We've got 2 in the game. One of them you just gave like a super important role to, and the other one is like reasonably useful in a lot of other places than Leia. And I'm like, guys, come on. Can Leia get a little expansion on her?
We need a Leia lifter. We need a Leia lifter.
Yeah, she's totally like, when I think of GLs that need lifters, Leia is the one that comes to mind. She's just such trash right now.
It's basically her and JMK.
So
they just need new Conquest lifter units to come out.
They're just awful characters. I just why would anybody even use them? Why would anybody even farm them?
They are quite literally unplayable in the current meta.
Just the worst characters ever.
So what I'm proposing, Wolfie, is I think we get I think we get a lifter for JMK, which is the Boga, and he can literally mount it and ride it into battle.
I love it.
Yep,
I love it. He mounts it, just goes and like one shot somebody. It's like the rank.
How about he just calls it in?
Whips somebody off the
when
team.
He alts. How about when he alts, he just calls it in and it instantly defeats somebody.
Just like tramples over them. No, well, hang on. Let's balance it a little bit better than that, Karth. I think he insta kills 2 random enemies. 2 random enemies.
Yeah.
So that way, if you're against the GL, it's always going to kill someone.
We'll have it trample one and then grab another one with its tail and like whip it off the field.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair and balanced is what I'm hearing.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced. Exactly. And I think maybe for the GL Leia lifter, I think it's maybe it's not even a lifter. Maybe we buff her ultimate so that after she uses her ultimate, the ATST, just occupies the ally slot.
Yeah,
it stays there.
Yeah, exactly.
Randomly just pew 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 pew.
No. I got you one better. What happens is that when she uses her ultimate for the ambush, what she does is she gives everybody a one-time use of Forest Friends, where you call in Ewoks to do AoEs to the entire field, so that you get ambushed on everybody. Just so everyone is guaranteed to have ambushed before they get to take a turn again.
I just want to see a wave of Ewoks just like pouring down on people,
like dogpiling on the enemy.
Exactly. 100%.
Get the Ewok gliders in the game with it. Just the Ewok gliders come in and just they start picking off the team and they just pull them out of the battlefield. The Ewok glider picks somebody up and you're instantly defeated.
Yeah, and then Leia, I guess, just Superman's off into the sky because she can fly apparently. So, She's like, my job here is done. See you later,
ambush
villains.
characters. Yeah, if a character is ambushed, you instantly defeat them with an Ewok with a glider. Takes them away. They've been ambushed.
Literally carries them off the field.
Beautiful. I love it.
We're fixing this game one problem at a time.
I feel like this is balanced.
CG hire us right now.
This is balanced. Yep. Okay. I'm glad we fixed the two weakest GLs in the game right now.
Yes, we are so good at this game.
The one person we know that doesn't need a lifter is C. He's got one. So. Oh, sorry, Bane's got one. Bane's got a lifter.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
And it's really funny how you can look at some of the SWGoH information, and even doing like C Bane has got worse win rates in certain circumstances than just be like Bane set. You're like,
yes.
Fuck me.
To be honest, though, it's because C forces Bane to taunt with when they get the deceived on them, and so I think a lot of people don't play that out properly. And the thing is, too, I think a lot of people don't build Bane like a tank, and they build him more offensively, and then he's just made of paper, and so he gets rolled up on and dies.
He needs the thickness. I mean, obviously, put some offense on him. Like, you don't want to like leave him just like super duper, not able to actually do anything. He needs to be able to, have some sort of offense capabilities over there, but not nothing. Like his drain and whatnot is based off of his health and everything. Yeah. But his big middle attack is based off of his offense. So you need to get that offense up there to actually do sort of anything. But agreed, health is the way to go. For most situations, you can just drain them down to nothing. Once the siphon gets going and he just like sits there and drains them down to over there, it's some silly shit.
Yeah, it's good times.
Love
good times.
Bane action.
Yeah. Bane is a lot of fun. I will be honest. Although
such a good character.
It's a little bit disappointing when you use him in TW and he's not like, I'm not saying he's bad in TW because he isn't, but he's not as all dominating.
He needs that bonus turn like that. Yeah. I think a lot of people forget that like he is just as powerful, but without that bonus turn, you're really putting yourself behind the 8-ball if you don't have him modded for a good amount of speed.
If you can't increase the cooldowns at the start, then yeah, you're gonna eat way too much incoming fire in the shorts, and he's not, he's just not made of diamonds. He's not gonna stand up that much heat. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but you
live.
He's still I think he's still a well-designed character. He was very
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a pretty well-designed character.
I think in TW,
very powerful, for sure.
In TW, you just go, okay, well, he goes back with C, and you quit trying to split him because you can split him. I don't disagree, but but you can.
Depends
C gives him a lot of that, initial time to get going, and then you can run from there. But how many people have Bane modded for 320 speed?
No, I think mine's like 280 or something. And I think even that is still relatively quick for Bane because he's not a fast guy.
Yeah. No, he's not fast. Mine's 282, and that's with like
speed.
Quite a few plus 25.
Wow, that's really weird. Mine is actually 282. Woo!
But exactly if you put a speed set on him, you'd gain another like 14 speed.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm running
256.
I'm running a health primary arrow, and it's only got 15 speed. Did you say 256, Wolfie? So
yes, I have the health primary arrow too, but it's got 24 speed on it.
Mine's got 15. Can I have yours?
Okay, if I can have your other mods. Actually, no I want to keep this one because it also has 5.3% offense.
Why is yours so much better? Wolfie, mine's got 15 speed and 4.95% offense. I'm going to slice this shit right now. I don't need this. Give me speed or give me glory.
He's like, my Bane is better than yours, but give me your fucking arrow. Like, god damn, it's so selfish.
Oh, okay. No, okay. We've cooked with this one. So I've managed to re-slice it. It now has 19 speed because it managed to roll speed, but only rolled a 4, which is kind of annoying. But it's got 6.27% offense now. So
if I wanted to go balls to the walls here and lose quite a bit of damage on him by like 1,300 points.
Oh, I just got +6 on my fucking cross.
Oh, you sexy son of a bitch, you.
I went from 17 to 23.
Nice.
I could get him.
Discard
I could get him to
changes. I'm just kidding.
301 speed without rocking into a speed set.
Oh my days, 301. That's yeah.
But
Mine's
care enough.
125k health, 85k protection, 286 speed now, and 10.2k damage. So the damage is
I'm at 145 health, so I'm a lot thicker. Damage is 11,480. I also went to Relic 9 because Bane.
Yeah, mine's Relic 8.
Yeah.
So just for comparison, just he's Relic 9. Show some fucking respect. All right.
Show some fucking respect. Yeah. I'm not sure how mine would get impacted by going to Relic 9. I think he gains a little bit of additional health. He gains about an extra 6k, 5k health.
It's really it's really more or less about the stat sharing from his unique that is based on the relic levels.
Yeah.
I mean, but he still gets additional stuff. I mean, you're still getting 6k extra protection. You're getting
It's definitely a nice bonus.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
And
sometimes I've been sitting there in the red. Yeah. I've been sitting there in the red sometimes going, thank fucking God I have a Relic 9 main. Like, I would not have survived otherwise.
Yeah.
So there's definitely been times. So.
Yeah. I'm still only rocking the one army on him as well. I'm slacking on his army. Oh, no, sorry. I got two armies on him. Apologies. Sorry. The other one is his leadership Zeta. That is fucking useless, and I'll never apply.
I just did the same thing. I'm looking at it like, wait, I'm missing 2 as well. Oh no, wait, leadership Zeta, 20 speed. Like light side enemies have -10 speed, doubled for Jedi. Like, who gives a flying fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Pretty much.
Listen, if you want to know why you're failing your quad mea counters,
it's because of the 10 speed. That's what it is. That's
why. 20 speed for Jedi.
Wow,
okay, that's 20 less speed
that's a big difference.
Wow.
That's 20 less speed on power and Master Qui-Gon. Just saying.
But the thing is, I quite often want them to go first. I want them to gain all their buffs, and then I want to, hit the first special and be like, oh, the whole team died.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a good time. Everybody enjoys that.
I miss his Kron. His Kron.
His Kron was ridiculous.
They need to do more of what they did with Sidious, though. They need to just take one oddball character and turn it into a Wampa for 4 seasons, and then
we've kind of done that though with like the Pow Kron and the Eth Kron and the Moff Gideon Kron. They've kind of thrown in some tidbits that are in that vein of, hey, this character's not normally amazing. Let's give them something stupid. No.
I mean like give them they go solo something treatment. Like, let's they kind of did it with Moff Gideon, but it was apparently too powerful, so they nerfed the crap out of it. But I mean, I would like to see a few more things. I like those where it's like you can only use offensively. It's not going to do anything for you defensively. It's going to be just a walk in the park for one battle out of your 11 go nuts. I'm like, I could get on board with that. I like that with Sidious, and even Sidious wasn't foolproof. You had to.
I would be okay with that if it just didn't blanket work against GLs, because it has to be like Sidious was balanced pretty well. He could beat quite a few things pretty well, but it's not like you could just take him against anything and just win. It's like, he could be beat if they started doing weird shit like, oh, by the way, fucking Omega now solos JMK, like. That's fun to me.
That was Moff Gideon outside of basically
it was.
Slacker and JMK. Yeah. So, I mean, I get why they nerfed it. I found it so funny. People are like, I can't believe they did that. I'm like, really?
You bastard, CG.
Really? Yeah, you have 2 counters to the team. They're GLs, and it's only because that they can't gain turn meter.
They opened the door with nerfing the... was it the Biggs?
Oh yeah.
Was it the Biggs counter
Kron.
to Leia? The Biggs Kron.
It had an infinite turn meter. Didn't it?
They opened the door to nerfing the Krons when they did that. That was the first time I think they actually nerfed a Kron like midway through because they thought it was cheesy that it was killing GLs.
Can I say that there is one exception to that, and that is the old Bo-Katan Kron against Lord Vader, because that was like very specific and fucking hilarious. Watching Bo-Katan just go, oh, I'll take a bonus turn and basic you. Oh, you died? I'll take a bonus turn and base. Oh, you died? On a basic. You died and basic. And then Lord Vader hasn't taken a turn and he's got no allies.
Yeah, no,
That was
the
like
best
literally,
part. That was the best part.
there was times when people didn't put Maul on their Lord Vader team
Yeah.
on defense, and I literally took in Bo-Katan solo and went and did bop, 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 and then went and figured like with the 1v1 Lord Vader and just knocked him the fuck down. I'm just sitting there like,
It's
okay,
so
this
good,
should
man.
not be a thing.
It's so
This
good.
is insane.
Like it was ridiculously dumb, but I loved it so much. I was just like, yeah, this is actually really funny.
Yeah, but it was like it worked versus one specific thing, and then every other team it was like, all right, who gets the removal of the protection, and then
Yeah,
I mean that's why you had like Darth Vader became the leader for Lord Vader for that time, was because the protection up and stuff like that. It was like
it didn't make a fucking difference. Like people felt like people did that, like thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna stop Bo-Katan," because
it did. Yeah, it
Bo-Katan
did.
still fucking smashed it. She
Yeah, I
didn't give
know.
a shit.
But
Still
it was hard. It was harder to solo with Bo-Katan in those.
Oh yeah,
instances.
you couldn't
That's all
solo
I'm
it
saying.
with Bo-Katan. Yes,
And that was all they were
got a
trying to
full
do
69.
was yeah, all they were trying to do was slow down what people were capable of using against her. So it's like you're back to
no
a
longer
full
got
team
the full
again.
69 banners against it.
if they want to do that with Balon and his new Datacron, just give him something for like just chaining and basically killing the entire enemy team before they get a turn. Apart from maybe the GL, I'm okay with that for Balon. All right, leave it with me, because that's the funny thing with that Bo-Katan Cron. It was so much more powerful on offense than it was on defense. It still had value on defense, but on offense is where it really shined. So I want them to try and shift away from the Great Mother's focus, which is like it's such a defensive team. It's great on offense, don't get me wrong, but it's so powerful on defense. I don't want really powerful defensive Datacrons. I want something that's incredibly fun to use on offense. That's what I want.
It is nice, like every once in a while, to have like some sort of defensive teams, which is really good.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
I
a
agree.
few times where it's just like, I'm saying that I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to put on defense because nothing holds. It's like there are counters to everything. There are some Datacron sets where it's just like, I can't do anything, so I'm just gonna put down some random shit and hope for the best. And like maybe I'll clear, and maybe he won't clear. Maybe I'll make a mistake, and it feels like you're just sort of like throwing up and hope for the best over there. So it's nice to have some defensive crons which you actually need to plan around and like have a counter for, and like save something for. As opposed to just being full offense over there, because a lot of them just get to be like full offensive boards, and that gets kind of boring. You know?
No, I agree.
Like to mix it up a little bit.
I agree. I don't want a team's defensive viability to be exclusively based on the Datacron. If you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, especially
100%.
not.
Yes.
Especially not like an exclusive whale Datacron.
Yeah.
I don't mind it if there's a Datacron that comes in. It's like, oh, this team is really good defensively. It's available to everybody, right? You know what I mean? That's okay. I just don't want it to be like. I don't really want to see a repeat of the Great Mother's Cron. It's
something
like,
they've been skirting with a little bit too much, like not just on the defensive realm, but also on the offensive realm, like making the Datacrons too much a part of the team.
brand new teams getting balanced around a Datacron is just dumb.
Great Mothers literally
They
picked
gotta
up
shine
Treya's
from that.
leadership as part of their level 9. It's like that's where the
right.
power is. Like it's like if you weren't taking the hits on the attacking out of turn against her, you would probably have more consistent counters. But that additional leadership, essentially with level 9, is just too freaking good.
It is crazy. I mean, the thing is that's only like one part of that level 9. It's the combination of, oh, you attack out of turn, you're really going to hurt yourself. But also, because of that, I'm going to heal up like 78% of all of my health and protection every time you attack out of turn.
Yeah, that level, the level 6 was like no one took any consideration for that in the level 9. They're like, oh, well, we'll just make this level 9 because like the level 9 it goes like, well, we don't care what the Datacron rolled. We're going to give you an additional 200% defense, 100% max health and protection, and you're immune to daze and fear. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
So,
is that it? Like,
yeah.
they're like, no. When you attack out of turn, you take 35% max health damage, which can't be evaded and can't defeat. Attacker allies gain retribution whenever an enemy attacks out of turn.
Yeah, so
and all
bloody
Meister allies recover an additional 30% health and protection.
Jeez, do I get like a blower? Like what the fuck
Yeah.
else do I
No,
get with this? Like
you
shit.
get nothing. You get nothing. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they get additional
damn.
mechanics on top of that. When they're inflicted with doom, they can't counterattack and they can't be until they are defeated. They and are stunned for one turn. They get minus 20% offense for the rest of the encounter. Whenever this one expires,
Crazy.
they gain a bonus turn and speed up for 2 turns, which can't be evaded, dispelled, prevented, or resisted. And then the ally that has Blessed and Great Mothers takes 35% reduced damage. You deal true damage to the target enemy, which can't be evaded whenever they use any ability. And whenever an enemy is defeated, they can't be revived.
Exactly.
Like the second we can revive against them, we'll just destroy the crap out of them.
But no, you can't do any of that. I'm sorry.
No, not for another
All right.
And that's just the level 9. It's like, fuck.
two and a half weeks.
Yeah. So, sorry, everybody. We don't make the rules. CG makes the rules. I understand that why they're trying to incentivize this sort of whaling. People do spend a lot of money to try and get this sort of power. And realistically speaking, there was like 1,000 Great Mothers or something like that. 1,500 Great Mothers. So it's not like everybody in the world is facing this. Like, the small subsection of the player base is actually facing off against it. So it's not the biggest deal. But it's too much. In my opinion. It's too much.
It's not great. No, yeah, it's not great.
I don't mind powerful Datacrons, but let's try and have a little bit. This is why I'm hoping with Balon that they tone it down a little bit, just a little bit. Still really good. Better than Night Troopers Cron, worse than Great Mother's Cron is what I'm hoping for.
Well, all I'm really hoping for the majority of it is like, hey, here's like, we're gonna give you like a stat boost and like 20 soldier fortune stacks at the start of the battle so that you can get all of your cool stuff turn 1. And then that's it. That's all I need out of the cron. Like, anything else is going to be just overkill, because like the soldier of fortune so far is what we can see. It's just like, this is going to get out of control in a real hurry.
Yeah. So, rule of 2, there's no exclusive cron for Marrok, but there is going to be one for Balin's Skull, and it's apparently only available on his first appearance. So, if you're getting him second time round, you're missing out on the cron. Whoa.
You don't...
It's magic!
No. There will be a mercenary cron when Balin comes.
Yes, there will. 100%.
So, I would 100% assume that either Shin or Marrok also get a level 9 as well. It just won't be as good compared to Balin.
I cannot wait for the Dad Bod Bobacron. All right, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming as part of that mercenary tag. It's gonna be great. I mean, can you imagine this next cron set is gonna be sick? There are so many mercenaries. Like, that's so many options for level 9s that we could have, and I'm hoping there are a bunch of shit mercenaries as well. So, you know, let's have a look. What have we got?
Well, it's the light side ones. I feel like I don't know what their play was with that, because I feel like they're either going to need to bring in a light side mercenary leader, or they're going to like. I do not want another Jabba team where it's like, oh, we're mixed faction. It's
maybe we're going to get an Afrocron back again.
That would be funny.
We'll get a Kira mercenary cron.
I'm down for it.
Yeah,
Make it happen.
Cara Dune. Veteran smuggler Han Solo.
Oh yeah, I'm fully expecting mercenaries to be part of the next set of crons over there. Like,
it's definitely going to be 100%.
100%. Like, yeah, I don't think it's much of a hot take over here to call that out, but yeah.
Well, you know, all we're doing is looking at the facts. We know that Balin's getting his own Datacron. We're getting a new Datacron set at the end of this month, is it, or start of next month, something like that. And that just tells me Balin's coming, you know, on Friday the 25th. And he's going to have the first Datacron of that set, be it before or after it's released. It's going to have mercenaries, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
You know, whether he comes out after or before, like we said with the Great Mothers. The Great Mothers didn't come out until after the Cron set was released. But that blank number 1, which we knew everyone fucking who looked at the spreadsheet and saw that there was a cell above number 2 that was open, was like, oh, I wonder if that's for the Great Mother's Cron. So so yeah, that'll be coming, that'll be happening, and I assume it's going to be fucking insane. But yeah, sure. I still think it's a bit of a, I don't want to say it's a misplay, but I think it's a bit of a like a bait and switch almost for them to have all of this power locked behind the new Datacrons, and then have us have to figure out how much the squad is actually worth once the cron goes away. So it's
a bit hard to judge, isn't it? It's hard to judge. So I don't know what we're going to see after Great Mother's Cron disappears, and how good is that team? How good is Balin's team going to be on release compared to in 7 months' time? Yeah, I know that's.
It's clear the game they're playing, but recognizing it doesn't really make it easier to figure out. So we still got.
I mean, I think that's always the angle they take with a new release is a combination of FOMO and power creep. It's like, oh my god, you can't miss out on this new powerful team, and then it's like Datacron dependent. And you're like, oh man, can you make that asterisk just a little bit bigger behind the character? That'd be great. Thanks.
I think they do a lot better when they lock something real behind the character. You think of like the Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon and everything. They got like the new assault battle. So like they have like some actual rewards behind that sort of thing. What's another one where like the Leia, like that? I mean, Leia's a bad example because her event sucks ass, but the Jabba event over there for all the events, the extra mod materials and that sort of stuff. So I mean, like when they actually like lock those things behind like real rewards and whatnot, then I think they'd end up doing a lot better with that sort of stuff, as opposed to just doing the Datacron sort of stuff. Because all the Datacron gets you is better performance in GAC or better performance in TW, which they're aiming for you to go 5-4, 4-5 anyways. So if you're gonna hit that balance mark regardless, it's sort of cheapens that benefit.
The Great Mother's Datacron would do that for anybody basically, I think, in like the bottom of K2 and moving like upwards. Like you put that on the front wall, put down basically, or on the back wall, you put it on the board, you put basically whatever else you want down, and you're gonna do better because it's so much power behind that. But the anybody else in like Kyber 1 is like, I've got Great Omicron, so does every opponent I face. So it's like, why does it really matter that I got it? Because it's not going to increase my ability to play. It's just going to change the fact that my opponent now has to face it too.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. It almost feels like you need to match what your opponent's sort of thing. I forgot the phrase. God damn, I can't think of the word right now. There's like a phrase for it where it's like it's like the new level that you need to match at this point. So it's almost like you're just like
keeping up with the Joneses.
You're sort of reaching parity as opposed to like actually gaining some advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and that's kind of the funny part is like with the new marquee structure, I feel like CG has made it a little less like whales don't really want to whale that hard anymore because so many people are keeping up with the meta changes.
I've heard of whales complaining that they've been like too free to play friendly. They're making things too accessible and devaluing my investment. Like, what the fuck? I'm like,
well, and that's where I'm to the point where I'm just like, I don't, and like, unless like Great Mothers, I did get early so I could have her for TW, but like with Shin and with Marrok, like I'm waiting for the event to time out. I'm not going to spend the extra 2,500 crystals to have the character a little earlier by a day or two, for the event. Like if Marrok, the only reason why it's playing out the way it is because of the fact that he came on a Tuesday. And so his event's expiring on Monday, which means I still have like a whole day to mod him and whatever else for the event. So like there's a combination of things that change with Marrok in particular, but the general gist of it is like most of these characters are not, they're all coming for a team. So nothing is really like upsetting the meta by their release. And so there's no real point to go day one, Relic 7 or Relic 8 or Relic 9 on any of these characters. And so it's just like, I can understand why some of the whales are like, well, what's the point of going all out? Because, an additional, you're doubling the number of people who are going to get these characters unlocked by the first week. Mm-hmm. And so my month of competitive advantage has gone out the window.
Yeah.
Or 2 months or 4 months, depending on how you farm.
Yeah, that is a thing. And like the exclusive Datacrons are, I think, I think they're definitely like one of CG's ways to try and have a branch out to the whales and whatnot, give you an advantage for your early investment and whatnot, and the teams and everything. But again, it's just the GAC investment. It's just the GAC advantage, and if you care or don't care, if that matters to you, it doesn't matter to you. If you still have sort of parity and whatnot, then that may or may not be that much of a like really enticing you. Not that much of a reward. So
yeah, I mean, if I was back in the first guild I ever joined and I had the Great Mother's Cron, I could front wall in TW, and they would never clear a zone.
They would never. That's the stupid thing about the Great Mother's Cron is that it's not a team you can piecemeal, because it's simply a case of if you do not have something like Slacker or something like JMK Cat, you're not going to kill anything on that team. You just won't. You're just going to die.
And even double it back. If you don't have the specific crons that they need to even counter her, full stop. There is not a team that I know of right now that counters Great Mothers without specific Datacron support.
Yeah.
Like, and once the Attacker-Cron goes away, we're gonna have to pray that the next Datacron set has a good counter for Great Mothers.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Balon will shit all over her. I'm hoping so. I'm
really hoping, because we saw it earlier today on the stream. Well, I mean, people listening to the podcast won't, but I'm ready now. I'm ready for Balon. I'm ready. We got him. Nice. We're there. Got my Marrok to R7 just the start of the stream today, so I'm hoping that he's great, and he maybe just. But the thing is, it's like you're saying, it's the keeping up with the Joneses. Like most of the people that I face now, they're all going to have Great Mothers, and they'll probably have Balon as well. So it's like, it's great that I've got it, but everybody else will too.
If they have the Great Mothers, odds are they will have Balon day one, because you're already in the boat. You might as well wail for the gold. And that's the thing, is like there were people even on our guild who were like, well, Morgan was useless, but then Great Mothers with their Cron released, so then everyone bought Morgan out through shipments and to get her up, and then wailed on getting Great Mothers unlocked day one, and then leveled up the rest of the Night Sisters to go on her team, and then just full sent the shenanigans into hyperspace, and just like, well, that was a good way to get everyone to start spending money on this set.
Yep. They are quite practiced at that.
It works, we're gonna say. But yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I know I'm maybe a little bit different, but I don't wail on these characters for the case of, I really want to have Great Mothers because I want to have, Enoch, and I don't do it because I want new characters and stuff. It's more of a content perspective. I'd like to be able to cover the newest stuff immediately.
Yeah.
That's why but I understand that I'm probably in the there's no probably about it. I am in the minority when it comes to that respect. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike the idea of having brand new characters. It's cool. I like it. But the main reason I do it is because I also am a content creator and make videos.
The drive is behind content, not because
pretty much. Because you know me, Karth, I don't have a massive appetite for whaling. I don't actually.
Unless forced,
Unless forced. Anybody could twist my arm and say, "Hey, Scribe, go buy this."
Whoa,
donate something.
If anybody's willing to start writing me checks to go buy stuff for a game I like to play, it's like, no, anything with that.
No, Vault.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's 100% where I'm just like, you know what? That's where like GAC is starting to lose its shine. I'm just at that time of the year where it's like GAC is starting to just become like I don't really care anymore mentality, and that usually happens to me almost every time through October, November, because it's just a time of year where we're always in a big push for something. Like the content ends up being a lot of marquees, and so all you're doing is spending all the time to stay up with to keep up with what's going on, and so it's like there's not really anything interesting going on, and nothing really new happening, and then like even on top of that, like I'm excited for Balon. I couldn't give a shit about Ahsoka besides the fact that she's this next GL to go get.
She's another GL. Gotta get her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have to get her. That's where I'm at with the game, and so it's like, okay, so it's like I'm just to the point now where I'm like, well, if I can keep the main account somewhere in Kyber 1, I'll be happy. But like the alt is now like, I'm like, I'm just gonna fall to Kyber 2 and call it a day. I'm not gonna bother with it.
Don't blame you.
It's way too many good players to face.
Yeah.
I could do it, but it's just too sweaty for me, and I just can't be
Kyber
asked.
1 is horrendous, man. It is horrendous.
Well, it just everybody's just got good crons. They've got good data, good mods, and then you know, it's like it's the brainwaves that you have to go through. Is like you have to go through and plan the offensive, you know, and doing all the like if you want to be good at the game, you have to memorize kits. You have to.
Yes, it takes effort.
It takes so much work.
I gotta learn stuff. God damn it!
There's so many things that
you
just
gotta
don't
plan. You gotta like pay attention. You gotta check your opponent's defenses.
And, you gotta research and to pull up the Omega bot
and effort.
Too much work for me.
It's not that difficult.
I got Tyranids to fight.
It's
on Avarax, so
it's not all that difficult.
I've got time for this shit.
You just gotta do it. Like if you put the work in, if you put the effort in, you will increase your win rate by a lot. You will climb way beyond what your opponent should actually be able to support. But it requires actually putting the research and the work into every single fucking GAC. And I don't know, but you guys, I'm not researching every GAC opponent to see what they place on defense.
No.
I generally place my defense for 5v5 and it stays.
It's usually very high level for me. At the moment, it's kind of like, do they have the Great Mothercron? Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I know that when it comes to attack phase, I might get fucked. That's the extent of my planning.
That's like one more than me. The epitome of my planning right now is did they full clear me? No. All right, I'll attack. Yes. All right, one attack and I'm done.
It's like there's 90 minutes left in my GAC. What's the situation?
Exactly. Honest to God.
Let's sit right over here.
Yeah, it's been my alt the entire time. Like I'll go like big balls defense and see if they make a dent, and if they do, I'm like my first round, because even we had a mutual friend between my opponent and our guild member, and he showed me all this stuff. He's like, oh, well, I'm busy at work, I don't have time, and so I woke up at the Thursday morning. He full cleared me for 1841, and I'm like, I'm not gonna even bother. I don't even want to think about it. I picked one team. I think I did a Wampa solo versus his Iden team.
Yep.
And that was it. I was like, there's my 78. I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't give a care anymore. I'm not going to think it through it. And that's just kind of just the time of the year we're in. That's where I get to about every October, November, where I'm just like, I just don't, I can't really be asked right now. I'm just, fluttering on that burnout kind of stuff. So it's just like, we'll just let it kind of roll through and see what happens. And disengage a little bit, but it's like
the rain is starting to wear on me.
Oh, dude, yes. In particular, it's the Lumi run. That run is the one run where I'm just like, this shouldn't be this RNG dependent, and it is absolutely terrible. Because I've got the Keller and Beck run down. For the most part, it's almost always a one trap. I might have to restart once or twice depending on just some bullshit RNG.
That one's not so bad, but
the R8 separatist is fine. Gungans are back to being on auto because they fixed the bug, sort of.
Gungans was a time when Gungans weren't full auto.
You're not supposed to be able to get protection disruption while the shield generator is active. Yeah, and so there were times where Phalanx would get it, and then he'd get one shot really quickly and die. And once he died, the generator went really quickly after that, and then it goes. Interesting. I mean, if you're well modded, it was never a problem. If you were 5A mods and not top of the, not pushing the top end, then it would happen more frequently. But yeah, that was a bug. The Queen Amidala, I'm this close to breaking down and putting R9 and R2 on my main account because it is so much more consistent with R2 present, and I'm just like, I understand that one I can buy because you're trying to underman it, but then we just watched your video today about Maul and Sidious and Stap, and I'm just like, this annoys me to no end because this underman is you don't even really think about it, and Queen Amidala is like, man, if you get one bad RNG element, your whole run might be over.
The Queen Amidala one sucks, I'll be honest.
And I'm like, this is so dumb. Why do the Separatists get every single advantage for the one team they can compile, and then like all the other teams like, well, but you know, with the heavy dose of RNG, you get there.
I think the painful thing is, it's like, I think CG obviously wanted us to just do full teams of R9s, right? They never wanted us to do underman any of these raid runs. I'm sure if you like took in Queen Amidala with like Keller and Beck and R2D2 with the Pag Bros, you probably just practically full auto it. But it's
I'm sure.
I'm just not going to do that, am I?
Ain't no one got the fucking time. Come on.
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, you don't want to R9 your Jedi Consular or your ETH Koth or
Not
your Jedi
even,
Guardian?
not even a little bit. In fact, I'll go so far as to say if I get that as a sub goal in the future, I'll veto it. I'll just be like, no. I think for the future sub goals, I'll say like R9, any character, that's a raid requirement for the new raid.
Yeah, well,
I think that's cheating.
Oh no, look at R9.
It definitely is.
Guys, R9 Balon, you shouldn't have.
Oh no! Wow!
R9 GL Ashoka. No.
You guys are
You
just too
shouldn't
rough
have.
on me. That's such a difficult.
You guys are the worst.
I never would have done this without you. I never would have made this decision. You guys are so forcing me to do the things I don't want to.
God damn it, guys! Why can't you give me good characters from time to time?
Yeah, as your current sub goal is Shore.
Yeah, Shore Trooper's all right, actually. I'm not too bad with that one. Although, you know, like, I think it's going to take me about 6 months to hit it currently, but there we go. That's a whole other... But that's okay, because we've had a lot of high relic requirements lately, and I imagine Thrawn's not exactly going to have easy relic tiers as their requirements, so... I'm expecting more R9s for Thrawn as well.
I would expect Thrawn to be a little bit more like Vader, where it's just going to be a massive. I mean, because even GL Ahsoka's that way though too. Is everyone's anticipating another Relic 9 requirement with her with Fulcrum, and so it's like, man, like I feel like their whole push on this stuff now is just like, well, you know, we're just gonna give you more Relic requirements because screw you.
Because you know you love them.
Yeah, I love Relic 9 requirements.
Yeah.
So much.
I mean, you've basically got 101 Relic 9s yourself, haven't you?
I think I'm somewhere in the 70s.
The fact that you need to consider whether like 101 is like a realistic number for like 9. Like what the... Like, no, it's not 100. I'm on like 19 it's only like or something. 70 or 80. Like, come on. I'm not that like...
Don't talk crazy business.
Even in the realm of possibilities, just fucking absurd. Anyways.
All right, sorry. I only have 67.
Only 67.
Only
oh
67.
God, my apologies.
How many of you, Wolfie?
I don't realize you were a fucking scrub over here.
Hey,
I don't know.
I have as many R9s as I have R7s. Okay.
Let me pull a.
I'm just curious if Karth has more Relic 9s than Wolfie and I have combined, and I'm pretty sure he does.
I think that's the answer to that's yes, because I don't think either one even more than 20 each.
No, I've got like 19.
On. Let me pull a relic. Let me pull a. What's the easiest way to see Hotbot Cat comparison?
Yeah, that or SWGoH has it, I think.
Yeah, I think they carry it at the top page now with their remake.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm doing a compare GAC on the current.
90.
True.
I've got 21 now. Okay. I did Cat and Snips recently.
I am number 1 in line. Look at that. I'm special.
Get you, buddy. Hey, Host Cowboy. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, THC says Wolfie is a whale, bro. Allegedly.
I mean, listen. Comparatively speaking.
Yeah, relatively speaking, not even.
We all spend like you guys spend more than the average player. Yeah. I spend exponentially more than the average player.
You spend more than the average whale. Yeah. Yeah.
No. I spend less than the average whale.
I have 29.
Okay, so yeah. So combined, we've got 50.
50? 60?
Yeah, he's got 29. I've got 21.
Oh yeah, 20. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
my brain was going somewhere else. So 50. Yeah, so I've got 17 more than you guys have combined.
That's like a whole.
I have 6 more in the bank.
You wanna
God damn
pay
it.
off my student loans, or
You wanna? He doesn't
No,
have
no.
that sort of money, Wolf. He's got
He's
76
too
relic 9s.
busy.
Okay.
Well, no. The reason I don't have that kind of money is because I paid off my wife's student loans.
Imagine how many relic 9s you would have if you didn't. I mean,
I could have bought 4 or 5
man.
accounts worth of relic 9s at that junction.
God damn. See,
Yeah,
that would have
she
been
had-
the
she
smart
had-
decision.
She had about $110,000 in student loans, and I paid that off in 2
What is
years.
this,
So
amateur hour?
What is this, amateur hour? You could have doubled up your investment in SWGoH for that sort of money.
I could have brought Scribe to the States for like 4 months and paid for the entire vacation.
Right,
With
I need to have
Scribbles.
words with your missus.
That's a depressing prospect. Oh my god. Holy crap.
Oh my god!
So
yeah,
you
no,
mean
that-
it's your wife's fault that Scribe didn't come to fucking Vegas? I'm
That's
blaming
exactly
you,
it.
Earth. God damn
100%.
it.
I mean, god damn it. God damn it.
she blew
Maybe
through
next
my-
year, guys. I know
she
we're not
blew
going to
through
Vegas
the,
next year, but next year.
Oh shit.
She blew through my end of project bonus in about 4 months.
God damn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
See, they're dangerous. I mean, you can't live without them, but they're dangerous. They're very dangerous.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Indubitably.
We love women. Let's make
Yes.
that clear.
Is it time for Tribe Talks questions?
Yes, it is. It's definitely time for Tribe Talk questions. Do we have any?
We have some because
Fuck.
we haven't
We do?
done any Tribe Talks questions since the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
So
that's
some of
my
these
bad.
may not even be remotely applicable anymore because they're so old.
Okay, let's have a look.
We've had a couple since we started today's episode. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can see Fully OP's got one at the start of the month. I guess we'll start with that one then.
Yeah.
In our opinion, what makes more sense right now? Getting more
I have an
characters.
opinion?
Well, apparently, everybody has. Getting tunes to Relic 9 for the current raid, or gambling on the Peridia raid and other juicy events in the future and maxing them instead.
This raid's almost over, man.
I mean, well, we're about halfway through. It's 3 months. 3 months since the raid came out. So
Yeah.
any investment that you make now is going to have a short shelf life. But this is...
Diminished returns.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
this is under the assumption that they stick to like a 6 to 9 month cycle.
if
on
it
raids.
was going to push your guild, and that's the key word, your guild over the next
Yes.
threshold for the raid rewards, then I could see the investment being worthwhile because we still have another 4 to 5
If and only if
months
then.
of that. But outside of that, no. And the thing is, though, I wouldn't be guessing on which characters are going to be required for the new
No,
Peridia raid if that is
that's-
what ends up happening.
You're better off just not investing at all.
Yeah, you're just better off. Like, if your guild is not reasonably close to where either you, by improving a couple of teams, can get you the guild over the line, or if the guild improves, if like a guild improves one more squad to Relic 7 or whatever, and then that gets you guys over the bar, like, it's just not worth it because you're too far behind the ball now. This raid's been live for what, 4 months? Like
3.
4 or 5 months now?
Just over 3.
Just over 3?
Yeah.
God, it feels like it's been an eternity.
Yeah,
It
feels
feels
longer.
like it's been live for 8 months. Seriously.
It feels
Oh,
longer, but it's
like,
just over 3 months. Because I
it
remember I looked at it
legitimately-
a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I'll
But
take
the,
your word for it. I believe you. I'm not calling you a liar, but god damn it, it feels like it's been live for a year.
Yeah. Every time I see that the message the raid has gone live, it's always just like,
yeah, it's like, really fucking again? Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
how is this
The
even
Battle for
possible?
Naboo dropped on July 2nd. So
oh
it's
my god,
just over. It's
3.5 months.
just under 3.5 months. Yeah. So
Oh,
technically, we're
jeez.
coming up to maybe the halfway point of this raid's life cycle.
Oh god.
yeah. So at this junction, if your guild's not
Yeah.
close, then just no. There is no reason to push it.
That's the biggest thing. It's a guild event. And, like, your
Yep.
personal box isn't really doing all that much for you. It's mostly like the guild thing. And if your guild is not pushing it up, if you building another raid team or two is not going to get you to another tier or get your guild to another tier, then do not fucking bother.
The
Just
only
do
exception
not
I
waste
would
your
say
gear.
maybe make is what, like, in my opinion, you can never underinvest in Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan, just because the
That's an
assault battle.
exception.
Yeah.
The
That
assault
one-
battle is good for them. That's
Almost
a good shout.
everybody, in my opinion, should be pushing the Queen Amidala trio to R9, and
Yeah.
at the worst of it, R2D2, solely for the fact that it gives Leia a good companion for her
TV.
Yeah.
TV missions
And just in PvP in general. It's like,
in general.
R2 is
It-
fucking
R-
banging on Leia's
yeah.
team. So
Yeah, R9 R2 is not what I would consider a waste on any front if you can afford it. So
You know what
Yeah.
is
I
a
wouldn't-
waste? Relic 9 Darth Maul. Don't Relic 9 Darth
Uh,
Maul.
yeah, and I said as much in my video that I released today around the R9 Maul Trio team. It is great. It is such a good raid team. Don't fucking do it.
Do not do it.
It's not good. All right, the characters are shit.
worth the R9 investment on 3 characters? No.
No, it's not. Like maybe
Especially now.
no. It's I can't like maybe
3.5 months ago, maybe.
Especially
but
not now.
no.
Yeah, exactly.
if you're in that position where you just like you don't care, I've got loads of R9s to throw on people. Then sure, if you really don't care, then do it. But if you care even a little bit about being efficient, don't throw it R9 on useless characters
I mean,
because they are
at least
almost entirely useless.
Maul's a pilot, right?
Yeah,
The only-
'cause
the
God
only slight
forbid your
advantage-
scimitar gets blown up before
Oh,
it
your
gets its use.
scimitar!
You mean it gets
Oh,
blown up the second I
no!
reinforce it because it's my sacrificial sheep
Well, yeah.
half the time?
I mean,
yeah, no.
minus my first reinforcement every time. so.
Well, imagine sacrificing a Relic 9 pilot as opposed to a Relic 7 pilot.
I believe
Like,
that
I think you get extra
Maul.
points right there, right? think
I
it's an extra
believe
banner.
Maul is an R9 requirement in the later platoons, and I
I-
know
I-
Sidious is. So
I
it's
think
like
that's an extra
yeah,
banner, right? I
if
think
you're the
that
one,
counts.
if you're the one person in your guild
I
that
think you
is
get
going to
extra
commit
points
to
over
him,
there,
go
right?
nuts. But
Carl,
otherwise,
I can promise you that I am not that one person.
no,
All right?
no,
I will
do
never
have
be
an
that one
R9.
person.
My alt does have an
I
R9
am not
Sidious, so
that
it'd only be 2
person.
more. It'd only be 2 more. I did the R9 Maul, who's already R8, and I could all R9. Is STAP required, or is it just any?
It's literally any separatist, to be honest.
Oh, just
I'm
just
part of the
Maggie. It
2%,
is.
but not that 2%.
Yeah.
I'll just R9 a tank. Never
Yeah,
regret
completely
that.
different 2%, Wolfie. Completely different.
Very different 2%.
Yeah,
But,
you literally need a separatist in there to activate Sidious's leadership and gain the faction bonuses. That's what the separatist is there for. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm pretty sure that, well, according to people in my patron chat, is the faction bonuses for separatists that also give benefits for Sith don't activate unless you've got a separatist in the team. So even though it says, like all Sith allies gain 100% crit chance at the Relic 9 tier, if you do not have a
team,
you need to have a separatist in the team to even activate the Sith benefits.
Interesting.
And also, if there's no separatist in the team, Sidious's leadership will not activate, even if you've got Maul in the team. Like that, they won't activate. You need to have a separatist in the team for it to trigger, which is really weird.
Interesting.
But yeah. So it is what
I
it is.
remember us. Well, we talked about that like when they first came out. Like we were saying like, with the separatist for the Sith bonus, and I was saying like, the wording is kind of weird over there with that, but like it's even deeper than I like could have possibly imagined over there. Like if you even need a separatist to activate the Sith shit, that's spaghetti,
I think it's a faux pas personally. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a faux pas personally. I think they should have just had faction bonuses for Sith, faction bonuses for separatists, and job done.
SWGoH spaghetti code at its finest.
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
Yeah. So yeah. So don't do it, guys. Honestly, don't fucking do it. It's like, unless you're crazy in the head, or maybe you just really hate the raid so much, but you really want the max personal reward box for some reason. Who's got
Wolfie's got somebody going mad out in the streets.
Wolfie, is somebody trying to
wherever.
carjack your car?
I just muted it. It's not me.
Oh.
I just.
Oh,
hey, I hear this like, all right, let me mute real quick.
Okay, so I think we answered that.
There was a
relatively
second
completely.
part right at the very bottom of that question. because it got
When
deleted.
Do we think that GL Thrawn will be the first GL with a ship? No.
No.
No,
I don't.
I don't think they'll give us the Gilded Chimera as a capital ship at this junction. It's possible. Don't get me wrong, but at this junction, I don't think it'll be.
Well, CG would have to start releasing some ships at some point.
Well, you would literally need 5 Imperial Remnant ships because we have none.
Yeah, and we
So it's
don't,
like-
and we don't. We
Yeah.
don't
Again,
have none. No.
Even if
And then-
they release that, do we think they would actually have a galactic legend piloting a
No,
capital
I
ship?
think they'd give it to Enoch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly what I was
Yeah.
about to say. They would probably give it to Enoch instead.
Yeah, because
Like, it
the
feels
power
like too
level
much.
on the stats would have to be nerfed on the capital ship heavily to scale properly with the GL.
And
yeah.
and the other side of it as well is like it's really hard to get people enthused about ships. Now imagine having a brand new meta-defining fleet where you've got to spend 25,000 crystals to get the capital ship to day 1, but you can't even use it unless you've already got a
locked behind
GL.
the GL. Yeah.
It's like no, like yeah, I don't. That's probably the big reason why I don't think they'll do a GL capital ship.
It feels like a step too far.
It's too much for the average player.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
yeah, cool. Good questions though. Thank you kindly. Fully
Then
operational.
we got another one. Then we got another one from him.
Oh yes. Why is there a sound bug at least once a year? Because CG hates sound.
There is always something when it comes to like a preemptive title update, especially leading into like a GL, where
Something
where the app does not allow background noise to come through at the same time, and then everything goes to hell. And that happened just again leading into probably what we're assuming is the code upload going into Ahsoka. So I think it was funny that it was tied specifically into the marquee event for Marrok, though.
I always laugh my ass off about all these like sound bugs and shit because I'm one of those people who does not play like mobile games with sound on.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to like if I'm playing a game and I'm like sitting on a train or like whatever, I'm not playing with the sound on. You know, I'm like I sit there and like bother everybody else with like whatever.
Oh yeah.
Lightsaber whooshing whatever sounds of the game. So I
No.
just got used to playing with all the sounds off.
In
So,
fairness, the
I don't
bug
play
was for audio coming from outside the game. So if you were trying to play like YouTube or Spotify, it would crash your game while it was trying.
You said while I was trying to play the game sounds, but I always have the game sounds muted, so I've never had a problem playing outside sounds while I'm playing the game.
Well,
you said there was sound, like you said there was bugs.
Yeah, so
doing that, I always have that going though. I never had a problem with YouTube or Twitch or anything going while I'm playing the game. Have not once had a problem because I always have the sounds muted.
Yeah, so do I. I never have them on either.
I have the sound effects
on my
computer. But when I'm playing on my phone, which is incredibly rare, but say I'm traveling and I'm, we still got to do our dailies. We still got to climb and fleet.
Right.
Gotta do those TW battles, boy.
No, don't be silly. I'll have the whole phone muted. I don't like any sound coming out of my phone. But when I'm sat here I like to have the sound effects. I obviously don't play the music because that's just immediate copyright. Strike immediately when you're streaming. But I'll always have the sound effects going. So, because I like the sound effects. I like the blast of fire and the stuff like that. I like hearing C-3PO say, "Oh my goodness."
I like the blast of fire. I like the lightsaber sounds and everything. But to me, just after a while, it gets to be a little bit much. Like when I'm sitting there in the battle and there's like a million massacres and it's like, okay, I get it. There's lightsaber sounds. Okay, can we just like continue on with this shit? Like it's like 5 minutes of just whoosh, 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 whoosh. Like, okay, I get it. Let's move on.
Well, I mean,
we got it. We're doing our thing.
You haven't lived until you've done like a Mul Mando's team with Gar Saxon and ISC, and you hear the and
for
then
4 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
and then everyone died.
And then everybody died. Mostly my team, but sometimes them. So that's why there's always an audio bug. Next question then. With the next credit heist being announced for the 17th of October, is this a hint that the new marquee for Ahsoka, or the Balon Skull event? I don't think credit heists have got anything to do with releases, but Karth might know better.
They don't know. Credit heists are fairly just they're on a rotation and they don't deviate from that. So it's happenstance more than anything else.
That being said, I
Typically-
still stand by. I think Balin's coming on the 25th. So
I mean, you are
Sounds
still pretty
reasonable.
convinced that we're getting a marquee this week, so which is possible because we should have had Marrok on the 3rd, and we didn't get him until the 8th.
yeah, something like that.
So yeah, that one I could buy. We get a marquee. This
I
week.
mean, if it's either this week or it's next week. Like it has to be.
Yeah.
Well,
that usually the
and
most
we'll have
indicative
punishing
thing of any update is the galactic challenges, because usually they only load as much of the next update. Now we have gotten a little ahead of ourselves on that front for the interim, so now it's like we've been updating a week before they expire, but still.
yeah. So
But
no,
no, I
on
don't
the
think
credit
it's-
heist, right? Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna.
You
be
don't have a definite opinion on
special.
that, do you, Wolfie? I mean,
He's
What's up?
busy typing.
oh,
No, somebody was asking for a link to your Discord over there. So it was saying like there's a link in your About Me section. I'm not sure I can actually post a link for your Discord and chat.
there's also exclamation. If you do exclamation mark Discord on Twitch, that'll do it. But I don't. Oh, that was YouTube. I did that one. My bad. That should. Has somebody muted my Nightbot? I wouldn't be surprised.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it didn't respond to either one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Night Fox has probably muted Nightbot. He'd probably get annoyed by it on Friday night and muted it. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, responding to DM. What were we talking about?
These nuts. No.
These nuts, my favorite.
Credit heists and any indication of new releases like Balon coming to the game. I don't think there's a correlation there, but
Nah, at Credit Heist, I think they're on like a fixed sort of schedule. Like they'll do like a certain every couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever sort of thing. I don't think there's any sort of actual, real anything to be drawn from Credit Heists. Those are just a occasional occurrence, which are nice, which I just cry because I can never get over 5 million, and then just move on with my life. So,
oh yeah, I mean the last
we're
two
all-
credit heists that come around, I got full.
Hey, I got
Ooh,
12 last time.
Nice.
You son of a
Fuck
bitch.
you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I've got too many credits on my.
That's
on my
like
alternate
two full account remods for TW, mate.
account. You remodding? Well, hold on. Hold on. I don't think I've done that in 6 weeks.
I mean, I like my little jokes. What can I say?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So the next question comes from Launa. I thought I was misreading, or my eyesight was bad. I thought it was Liner for a minute there. But so, with the fact that both Enoch and Marrok have TB Omicrons, what do we think are the odds of us getting Peridia as a TB planet, with it requiring Balon to unlock, and then having Imperial Remnant, Mercs, and maybe Spectre missions on it? So that's one part. I'll put mine forward, and I do this all the time. I say highly unlikely, because of the timeline of Rise of the Empire. It's set during Rise of the Empire, and Ahsoka is set after the Empire has already fallen, so it doesn't fit in the timeline. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. They could just say, fuck that, here's Peridia.
That being said, we have Mandalore that requires Bo-Katan, Mandalore, and
Yeah.
DTMG, which are both characters that...
that one doesn't make sense. But, I mean, Mandalore being a planet
who's
that's
a
there is still
remnant?
okay.
Yeah, that makes
Mandalore
sense.
makes sense, yeah.
And all the
Yeah.
artwork of the Mandalore planet is pre-Empire bombing, so it kind of pencils a little bit in the right direction.
Yeah.
But then
the-
having DTMG be there as
Yeah,
an
that makes
opponent
no
that you
sense.
face does not work in the timeline. That
No.
just
No.
does not make any
But
sense
Peridia
for where it
is
physically
not
is.
even in
Yeah.
the same galaxy. So I if they were going to add any planet to
It'd be
that,
a bit of a stretch.
it would be Naboo before Peridia.
To be fair, let's think about it. From a logistics point of view, we don't even know how to get to Peridia. So unless we start, hopping inside some Purgils,
You need
NTB.
40 exile Ezras to unlock the Purgle bus to Peridia.
the Purgle night bus.
Yes.
That takes you to Peridia. Yeah. No, I don't think Peridia will come. I think Karth's probably right. Maybe a Naboo planet. Probably not though, because fuck Naboo.
No, we're I think we're a little far past that at this junction, but I mean, I feel like a new TB planet's got to come about every 9 to 12 months, because it's the only way you keep TB low key engaging.
Well,
is to add...
I hope they just keep adding planets, because if they keep giving me additional Kyrotech, I'll be a happy guy.
Well, yeah, TB. That's the thing where right now is that I find interesting about the game is that like 80% of the good rewards come from PvE content, and they're just like, oh man, like I have like so little reason to engage with GAC and TW right now besides like a good amount of crystals and then the droid brains. It's like,
yeah, that's it, crystals and brains.
Yep.
It's just like outside of this, like it's just not worth the headache, man. Like I can get decent crystals by participating occasionally, and like it was like when I first took over the alt from my buddy, like the first like 6 weeks or like 2 seasons of GAC, I was like 18-0 because I was in like Kyber 4, and
nobody had a Datacron.
Nobody had Datacrons, so it was a complete joke. I could sneeze and win every battle. So I'm like, I'll just go hang out down there and keep my 50% win rate. It's like, yeah, I lose a little bit off the top end, but it's still more consistent than being in Kyber 1, so screw it. But yeah, that's they're kind of making that moot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just seeing Rula2 in chat saying, why not Ferrix? Require Luthen and Andor and like do a whole Ferrix sort of thing in Rise of the Empire. That could be
that would be sick. I'm down for it.
Great sort of side mission over there.
They could, they could.
God, I am so pumped for Andor season 2.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I just hope they do the time jumps reasonably well.
Well, they're gonna do. I think it was 3 episode story arcs, and they're gonna be like separate years and separate whatevers.
Yeah,
so
they're supposed to be like somewhere between like 1 to 2 years between the story arcs, but they're gonna condense them into a shorter time frame instead of doing 3 seasons.
With how
as long as the writing stays good.
I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
I got confidence.
Yeah. So Lalna has some further stuff on this. They talk about Marrok's further stuff and things. Yeah. So Marrok has a TB Omni, and in CG's Q&A, they said that the Omni is useful outside of the Reaver mission, which is true because percentile health effects. Percentile health damage effects are quite common in TB. We get a lot of stuff like dots, and we get a lot of stuff like thermal detonators and brainworms.
The brainworms. There's the frostbite in the later ones. There's like I said, the thermal death, and not the thermal death. Thermal deaths, but also like the dots on Tatooine. So there's a lot of percentage health sort of stuff.
So Lalna was wondering if that means we might get another, mixed planet. But I don't think that's the case, Lalna. I think it's just we've got the Haven-class medical station, which has got the droid brains, which are incredibly damaging. And there is a particular Inquisitorius R8, I want to say, special mission on that planet that you'll basically trivialize with Marrok and his TB Omni. And then, like
it's already
saying,
fairly well trivialized anyways. But...
yeah. And then, like Wolfie was saying, you've got the frostbite one on Hoth in Phase 5, and that is also horrendous.
The locked dots on Kessel too.
The locked dots on Kessel.
Or Vandor. No, Vandor. It's Vandor.
Vandor.
Yeah.
On Vandor. But they called out. I think it was in the Q&A. It was either in the Q&A or the kit reveal specifically that they intended this to make the Rita Shard mission easier.
Yeah,
which resisting the thermals and the dots and everything on Tatooine is like the whole point of that thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn the Reaver mission into a full auto. It's not a hard special mission in my opinion anyway, but it's a full auto. Yeah. I would imagine with an R7.
It's just one of those things that's like 2 years too late for like 90% of the people wanting to invest into it.
Exactly,
because most people are either just taking the freebie rewards from what the guild gives them, and they'll get Reva in their own time, or most people who really wanted Reva have unlocked her. So
it's a pretty easy mission anyways, so it's not like you even need
I don't think that there's, I think new players up and coming that are going through the game right now, and they maybe they're like 5 million GP and they're just working through it, and they've got Marrok, and when it comes to getting the Inquisitors, maybe they get, like, I would rather invest in Marrok than like Second Sister, for example, and they get into a guild and the guild is working on Reaver, I don't see there being a problem in them throwing that TB Omni there and getting the benefit out of it. But I just don't think it's going to be a widely adopted Omicron for the older player base, because I don't think they'll need it. You know, it's just like, it's kind of...
Even as it is, like I was saying in chat over there, I have not remodded for the mission in months.
No,
You don't even need to. It's a pretty straightforward mission.
But to be fair, I also have Reaver now, and Reaver makes it very
exactly.
Easy. So... Yeah.
Well, Riva, no Riva. I mean, you're still like,
you
just run the mission. You're generally fine.
You just win. You just win.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Like,
it has to go like incredibly badly with the RNG for you to lose that. Like stunning multiple characters, fifth brother being one of the characters getting stunned, and I don't know. Like if you can't, and so if you like, maybe they just resist all the purges and you never hit 6 that, like it can happen, but for it to go that badly wrong, it's all stars aligned bullshit, and that doesn't happen very often. Like I think I've had
lose
once.
I've lost like two or three times maybe total.
Yeah, I think I'm on like maybe 3 times, and once the first time I did it was like when we weren't really sure on how to play it, and so it was like that. Yeah, something
like that. Like it's really not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the cam shard mission. It is not that big of a deal. Like it's straightforward as fuck. So
I missed that cam mission. That cam mission's great.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Basic.
It was a good one.
Basic.
We used to like hang out in Discord chat and like we'd have a group going and like walk people through battles. It was a good like guild sort of like bonding session almost. I got to know some of my guild members, like guild groupies pretty well over there.
Yeah,
just like hanging out in the frickin' cam shard.
And it was cool as well.
Over there running the missions. It was a lot of fun.
Like there was a lot of hype around. We've got to try and get as many. Like I remember when we'd be stoked for getting like 22 cam shards. We're like, fuck yes.
Oh my god, right?
You like put it on your freaking guild advertising. Like, look at all these cam shards we're getting. We're such a good guild.
40 plus. We're the best guild out there.
Like, oh man.
I remember that on
good
Ghosts. Ghost's advertising photo had like 40 plus cam shards. I was like, I'm going there.
Well, we had like 6 coaches, and then we all took shifts on like mod compliance and streaming with everybody, and like, do you want to learn how to do it, or you just want us to tell you what buttons to press? Like,
but
no,
even
then
we
like,
used to do
you
that
still had
well.
you still had missions where it would fail because Django decides to go nuclear and kill everybody.
Oh, Django burning like 7 times in a row. You're like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Could you not?
Bitch, please.
There was definitely times where it went to shit, but
But like overall, it was just a really well-designed special mission, I thought. Like,
it was.
Yeah. It was cool. Make cam missions great again. That's what I'll say. Okay, let me go back to Tribe questions.
Why some of like the stuff sort of hurts like seeing these days. Like you see the Riva Shard mission, you see like the current raids and whatnot, and you compare that to the cam mission, you compare that to the Sith raid, and it's like you can see that they can do such good work, and then like we get this instead, and it's like I don't want to be like too harsh or anything, but it's like we've seen what amazing work you guys can fucking do, so it's like it's tough.
Yeah, because like it's like you said, the Jedi Knight Cal mission, like the Zepho unlock mission, the Mandalore unlock mission, like they're not that special. You know what I mean? It's like it's cool to go fight the Crate Dragon again, but it's not exactly anywhere close to being as complex as the actual raid, obviously. Yeah. So it feels like it's just like
a 3-man team forced
super raid light, right? Whereas the cam mission felt very intricate. The Reaver mission feels like anticlimactic and stupid.
Yes.
Because you end up fighting ridiculous Jawas, which are like, it's a trope. It's like, okay, get tenacity up. That's the rule. And then you win, right? But then you fight a really stupid JMK that is like if you clear out the Jawas, you just hit auto and that's it. It's like, why is the Jawas the hard part?
Yeah, exactly.
JMK should be the hard part. Or they could have made that be Reaver instead, and that would be cooler. But they didn't, so it's just kind of weird. And then the Zepho mission as well. It's like it's not, doesn't feel like it's like some complex, strategy that you have to work out. It's just swap back and turn with Cal and yeet out one person.
Yeah.
Maybe mod for it. I do mod for that one. I mod for every special mission, to be honest. No, that's not true. I mod for Zepho and Mandalore.
I think I mod for
the
Zepho. I haven't
unlock.
modded for Mandalore in a long time.
Yeah,
I'm up for the
just
Zepho unlock. That's about it.
I just do it for those because I'm like, I'm not fucking this up.
Well, I find that my failure on Mandalore comes from when does the stupid worm go through its cooldown rotation in like a weird way?
Yeah, it's random as fuck.
And then I lose. Also, that
Exactly.
as long as it doesn't do that, then it's just like I never have a problem with the mission as I'm currently modded. So I'm like, I'm not gonna bother with it anymore.
Yeah. Because I've had it where it's been like the crate dragon. I've had it once where the crate dragon threw up on the first turn, like acid vomited me on first turn and just killed Bam, one shot him. Like I was like, what? And I just died from there. And I've had it before where the crate dragon's just taken back-to-back turns, just gone nom and then vomited, and you can't rescue the character. Then it's like, so it's like it's really weird what it does.
If he vomits, put speed down, and you don't have speed up, and then eat somebody, he'll take another turn before you can move again, and then he'll vomit immediately again, and it's just like, well, that was fun.
What's really nice though is if you get to go whistling birds with Bam, and then he eats Bam. Because he spits him back out, and you'll still have like 20 stacks.
He still has the birds, yeah.
It's like, yay! That's perfect. Because it's a little bit scary if you go into Whistling Birds and it eats like IG-12, and you're like, I feel a little bit anxious here. Give me back my IG-12.
I always use Paz.
I use IG-12. But yeah.
I always Paz. I have not failed since I started using Paz.
I've failed once, I think. No, twice. But again... mostly due to bullshittery. But yeah, it's fun times.
Fair enough.
Okay, I think we've got one last question. It comes from Jinka.
What do we
who
got?
Says, ships! The fuck?
Ships!
Where are they
Ship
and
harder.
why? Is 2025 year of the ship? What do you think, guys?
No.
So I guess that's like kind of the question. Do we think there's going to be a capital ship in between GLs, or will they go do back-to-back GLs?
Back-to-back GLs.
I think back-to-back GLs, just because the timing
Really?
of stuff. Yeah.
You
Just
think
because
no
the
ship in
raids
between?
timing.
There is nothing unless the next ship is a conquest unit and we just start dumping ships the last like 6 weeks or 8 weeks of the year. Like,
is there any chance they make Punishing One a conquest ship?
No, it's a marquee.
Yeah, it's a galactic chase. They don't do marquees for ships.
It's either a chase.
They haven't done a
or
marquee
it's-
ship for like 2 years.
They have done a marquee ship for a long time, but they have done conquest ships.
They are
Yes,
marquees.
they've
They're
done-
just not. They don't have marquee events. They do them as chases instead of.
Yeah.
But yes, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm mostly joking. I don't think they're actually going to do that, but
Well, I mean, they could do, but I don't think they will. I think it's going to be just galactic chase. I think.
Right. So you think it's going to be back-to-back GLs, not a ship in between?
Yeah, I think it'll be Thrawn, and then we'll get a capital ship afterwards, like July.
Okay.
But that I obviously don't know. I'm just
It feels
I
like
think
such a short timetable. Like with the amount of months that they've been stretching out the GL Ahsoka release, if they stretch out the GL Thrawn release for that much time as well, like for them to then stretch out the ship release, that like it just.
Yeah. Well, I think
I'm almost thinking them like. Sorry. Go on.
I think it's gonna be Thrawn with a raid at the same time. That's why I think it's gonna be Thrawn first, because I think they're gonna want to drop Peridia as the next raid, and they want to have Thrawn's Imperial Remnant being the featured faction.
I think they're gonna. I know that you really, 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 really want them to have the next raid be from the dark side perspective.
I
don't think they're gonna do that. Like, I think that the next raid, honestly, if they do Peridia, it's gonna be Ahsoka. It's gonna be GL Ahsoka. She's the new GL. She's gonna be escaping from Peridia. That's
what if there's a
the
GL Thrawn?
I think that's gonna be the.
Then he'll be the newest GL. Pew pew, your idea.
They released Leia a few months. How long was Leia out before the speeder bike?
She
raid?
came out the
a
early
month?
October, and the raid came out like 6 weeks later.
Yeah, early November or something like that.
So if they do Ahsoka in like end of November, early December, and they do like a few months away for the next one, how long was Jabba before the crate raid? That was what, half a year before Jabba had the crate raid. He was it
was a long time. Jabba came out like end of September, early October, and
that
then
was like
the
half a
crate
year
raid came out in like
so,
May.
I think that it probably
crazy.
it probably lines up more for that for Ahsoka to be the featured
want it
GL
to
for
though,
that.
Wolf.
I know you don't want it
I don't
to.
want it
to. I know.
This is the beauty of speculation.
It's
We
like,
all can be wrong.
I don't want it.
Yeah, you wait now that it's gonna be a new raid on Canto Blight instead. And we're like,
oh
what?
my god!
Oh my god! I'm gonna smack a bitch. Featured
Dude,
faction
luckily
Zoe
Outlaws did not bomb quite nearly as hard as Acolyte did, but
yeah.
honest to God, I do not know what they were thinking on the narrative for that game, where they're like, this is gonna be like a live service game. How?
It doesn't work
There
as a
is
live
no
service game.
PvP element to the game. The only thing you continue to do after you've beaten the game is sabak, and that is boring as sin after you've won everything.
Oh yeah, no. The Sabak minigame is actually very enjoyable, but there's just no reason to play it. That's the problem. Like once you've done like the High Rollers quest, you never have to play it ever again.
Exactly, and then on top of all that too is that like you're the only one who can cheat. So it's like, and then the other thing too is, does the RNG just decide to be rude to you? Does everybody pick on you in a game and you lose all your tokens round one, and then the game's over?
Yeah. Or
like
they steal your cards or make you discard your hand. Like, you son of a bitch.
And you got Prime Sabak, and then they flip it, and then sixes are the best one. Anyways,
so if you want to play some Sabak, then go and have some fun. But like for actual like the game itself, it seems a whole lot of replayability or like
no, I wouldn't say so
or whatnot.
It's just okay. Is like I think it had some promise, but it's just okay. I was happy enough playing a Star Wars game.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's what they promised. Like everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna be an open world, whatever scoundrel Star Wars game."
Dude.
Like, again, I didn't play it myself, but it did not seem open world in any way, shape, or form.
No, not really. It was like open world to the degree that in the environment you were allowed to play in, it was open.
Yeah,
but like the thing of it is too is like their first DLC was like we're gonna do more Sabak. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Like that's the fun mechanic you want to throw in, is playing Sabak versus Lando when he's not trying to throw the game.
Which
my goodness,
it's like you literally already face off against Lando in the main plot line. Like,
but in fairness, you're supposed to win versus
Spoiler
him.
Alert! Jeez, I'm just kidding. I couldn't care less. I could not care less.
But it's just to me.
Been out for more than a week. I don't care anymore.
It seems really dumb. It's like, hey, do you remember that time you faced off against Lando and you played Sabak? Well, now you get to do it again. You could do it again, guys. It's like
you can do
that's the whole story. It's like, oh, you gotta sneak into the Canto, the first planet to go. That's the thing, is they're not even adding a new planet. That you were literally going back to the planet you can't access, even though you play a good portion of the game on the planet.
Yeah,
I find that absolutely hysterical.
It's weird because, like, I was telling you about this, Garth, when we first heard the announcement about it. Was like, I felt going through the game that is where the Sabak minigame would end up. Is you go and do a tournament on Canto Bight of Sabak, because it's the gambling planet. It would make sense. It's where you originate from. I understand that she's got a death mark on herself, and she obviously can't go back there. But you could disguise it. You're a scout. You could disguise yourself. Do what Bausch did, and look like Bausch. Like they had, and they just didn't do it. I was like, that's really weird. And they're like, but the DLC does it. It's like, well, I don't want to pay for something that I feel should have been in the normal game.
Well, that was a thing too. Is like, that was really frustrating. Was like, they're like, oh, well, it's playing DLC. I'm like, oh, so you mean the parts of the game you didn't want to finish in time?
Yeah,
because it's like the first one is like not even a real like, if they were adding new planets, new storylines that built off or diverted from the main storyline that you had to complete the main storyline to play, then I would be okay with that kind of DLC. But a single player game is never supposed to be a live service mechanic. No. And there's no reason to go back and replay the story. There's no narrative decision making that your character gets to make.
In my opinion, if they wanted to do a DLC, like give me a DLC where I play as Endy. Do you know what I mean? Like completely new position. Let me see his history. Let me do an entire quest line, an entire 15-hour game where we play as ND5. Like, is ND5? I think it's ND5. But yeah, because he was cool. Like, let me see that. That would be good. That would feel like it's worth exploring. But hey,
he seemed pretty chill.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I liked him. So yeah, there are elements of the game that are pretty good. But overall, I wouldn't call it a smash hit. I would call it a mediocre hit. A mediocre success. So yeah. I apologize. We do have a question. No, the last question was Year of the Ship. No, to loop back round after our quick detour there.
Lupin!
I feel like CG needs to fix too much shit to do with ships before they really start focusing on it again. It feels like there's just not enough integration of fleets into the game where it feels like people are engaged and enthused. So it's like, we can't just keep on adding additional ships in GAC. The amount that we use ships in other game modes and other events, Conquest, you never use a ship. Not once. I'm not saying I want fleets in Conquest. I'm just saying it doesn't exist there. How many events are there for fleets that are not fleet mastery events?
A lot of people really figured that like the galactic challenges with fleets was going to be the precursor to coming in, having fleets coming into Conquest.
Yeah,
and I'm a bit surprised that it didn't happen because I was actually sort of on that same bandwagon where I figured that would be them trying to feel it out and trying to bring them in over there. But
do you think it was like a stamina issue? They couldn't figure out a way to stamina drain fleets.
Oh, I wonder.
If how would that not be
like the capital ships?
Okay. Ships. Maybe on the capitals, but I mean, even at the end, the capital ship without a fleet is null anyways. So once your ships don't have any speed,
I think you're right for capital ships. Like they couldn't figure out how to stamina drain capital ships. Like they're coded differently, so like they just said fuck it, whatever, because they couldn't get that done. You're probably right on that one. Yeah. So like fleets are a very weird position because like. It feels like you're doing your GAC, and again, I'm not the only one who has expressed this feeling over here. Like it feels you get to GAC, you have a great ground battle, and then it's like, oh my god, I got 2% dodged in fleets, and suddenly my entire GAC is just done, and I've wasted 2 hours of my life doing fucking nothing because. Cad Bane decided to dodge, or somebody decided to dodge, or IG2K, I didn't get the assist or whatnot.
Yeah, no assist from Profundity.
So it feels like fleets, they're in a weird position right now where like they're such a decider, but they're also like who gives a flying fuck at the same time. It's like you need them and you need to invest in them and you need to like work your ass off and get every bit fucking do it to go with them. But at best, they have no effect,
and they don't have that same level of customizability when it comes. Like you don't. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not saying I want mods for fleets, but we can't influence to a meaningful degree the way that our fleets operate. There's no Datacrons for fleets, and I'm not saying I want Datacrons for fleets, but there's nothing
more
extra.
Relics. Come on, R9, all your pilots.
And then it'll operate exactly the same as everybody else's fucking fleet. It's like you just want a little bit something extra needs to come from fleets. We need a little bit more juicy goodness to make it engaging gameplay.
Honestly, though, is a large portion of it, I think, in fleets is the same issue that the GAC Battlefield's having in its own right, is that there is just there are too many options that aren't allowing for diversity, and so it's like everyone throws on the same thing, and then you just kind of like let RNG take you away. Whereas, like, at least like that's I think the best part about 3v3 right now is in 3v3 there is enough teams that the average account that's like below 13 million is actually going to have to struggle a little bit with how they clear the board. Versus in like 5v5, it's like if you take all your GLs to offense and then like Bo-Katan, Inquisitors, and Gungans, then like they're as long as you don't play like crap, then I don't see how you don't win or at least don't clear. Like it's just there's just so much power on what's left open right now, and I feel like that's where they need to kind of addressing it. Is like if you add more things to the battlefield, or you got to start implementing some sort of like either platoon bonus or like a kick ban kind of like character list of like for each round.
No.
Which I'm not a fan of either, but I'm just like, there's got to be something where you can influence the board a bit more, because like at the top end, everyone has the same Datacron. Like the only thing really deciding in most accounts right now is, did you get RNG lucky on your Great Mother's Cron? Outside of that, it's just like everyone's got the same crons, everyone has the same teams, everyone's got similar modding. You know, so it's like it just comes down to, did you get your banner recovery on enough of your fights to not lose? And that's basically it for GAC. So they need to tweak all the PvP game modes quite a bit to make them more interesting and engaging for the player base. But I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon.
And that's, again, coming back around to it, it's why I kind of think we haven't seen much movement in fleets recently. No new capital ship this year. If there is a capital ship coming next year, I think it's going to be later rather than sooner. Because I think they want to address it. I think they want to try and address it, and TW as well. But when do they find the time? So, yeah.
Side note, you called out 13 million. I am 37K away.
Oh, no way.
13 million. I am 12,963,000.
Freaking whale!
You freaking whale, brother. So when you get Balon, you'll be hitting 13 mil, maybe.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Nice. Have you got your Marrok at R7? Like, I'm assuming. Yeah, I know you've been waiting.
Marrok is 6 stars right now, so
but you'll get him 7-star before the end.
Oh yeah, he's at 73 banner.
So yeah,
sorry, 73 shards. I gotta do my battles for today.
So yeah, I think if provided we get nothing else in between Marrok and Balon will push you over 13 mil.
Yeah, or just some random.
You're 67. You're 67 away.
I am 37 away.
Oh, 37. Okay, so definitely Balon will push you over. Marrok won't. Yeah, Balon will.
Yeah, if I would need to get Marrok and then like a bunch of other shit too, but Balon 100% will push me over. But 37K away right now.
Marrok to like Relic 7 will only put him up like another like 10K points. So you need another character.
My Marrok is currently 28K at Relic 7 with no mods and missing his Omi.
Him alone won't do it. I'll need a few others, but I am very close to 13 mil, which is kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy. I'm just below 12.3. 12,296 is where I'm at.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, my alt is just over 13 mil.
God's like, wow, yeah, my alt account is bigger than you. Yeah.
13. Well, in fairness, I didn't do much of the heavy lifting to get it to where it started. So,
yeah, it's not like you started that one from scratch and built it up in the last 6 months.
It started like 12 and a half or 12 and 4. So I've only brought it up like 800,000 GP.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. A lot of that being through new releases.
Yep. Okay. That is the end of our questions. So I think we might as well wrap it up.
Questions. Yeah. All right.
Anything you guys want to discuss before we sign off? It's been 3 hours.
No, I think we had a good one.
No.
Okay, well we can reconvene.
Covered our bases. We raked or something. I don't fucking know.
We talked. We definitely spoke about stuff and things.
For sure.
And on Sunday we can talk about the brand new marquee that's coming of Padawan Sabine.
Yes.
Next Sunday we'll talk about new Padawan Sabine that dropped on Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think that's going to happen, truth be told. But we'll have something to talk about, and it'll be good. I promise you. So thank you, everybody at home, for listening. I'll see you all in the very next episode. Goodbye from us, the Drive Dogs. Let's find people to raid into.
Who's
let's
live?
see.
We got Calvin. We got BFT. We got Bones.
Do we have Simon and Theodore?
You got Rabid.
Well, we're going to send people over to Calvin because we love Calvin. Calvin's going to get a raid. Gonna get raid, boy. I tell you. And he should be able to be double rated because he also streams over on YouTube, so he can have all of the people. He's a lucky little sausage. All right. See you all very soon. Peace out. Big love, y'all.